Hi. Enjoy that. There we go. Jesus Christ. Hi. Hi, nerds. Hi, nerds. Hi. Okay, wait. There's one more thing I need to do. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me know how bad. Got my mic up here today. Let me know what that sounds like, if it's horrid or not. Um, Let me just go ahead and there we go. Okay, so you might hear some background music as well. I've got some different background music today. I found some royalty-free metal that I've got hopefully very low in the background, but I kind of fits the theme. Today's shirt, Necronautilus, one of the games that we're going to be taking a look at in the future. Hi, hello, fellow nerds. Those of you who are in the US or who are not, unfortunately, the US being what it is, things that happen here affect the world at large because our ass is just too fucking large. And we can't do anything without bumping into other countries and fucking them up. Hi, I'm a proud American today. Oh boy, oh yeah, and look, if you came here to avoid politics, sorry. I live in New York City. It is November 6th, and it is going to be 80 fucking degrees outside today. I can't even talk about the weather without it getting political, my friends. Um, Good, cool. Shouldn't be picking up background music. Shouldn't be. It's great. There might be a little bit in the background. It's very low though, so I'm fine with it not coming through on the audio. But it is there. I see a little bars doing the thing. Anyway, thanks as always for hanging out with. How is everybody doing? How are folks in chat? So it's snowing over there. Cool. See. I mean, it's wild right now. It's wild. It's gonna be 80 degrees out here today. I'm not even kidding. Like, look it up. It's November 6th. But yes, folks, we made it. Living in the mountains, it's Brooks. It's true. Um, yeah, man. Anyway, I hope people are doing well today. I hope people are doing okay. As noted, I took yesterday off for sort of mental health reasons, right? Let's see, catching up on chat. Struggle Bus, you were exhausted from Carnage Con last weekend. Oh yeah, yes, an introvert helping a. Ooh, you were helping to run a con. You weren't just attending. You were a volunteer. Nice. I need to do that. Um, I should check in with like the DexCon people. Like, I wonder if they need volunteers because definitely like I want to do more. I want to do more volunteering. I want to do more stuff for the people from my community. That's the thing. That's the thing that I want to get through. The results of yesterday's national election were deeply upsetting and disappointing for me. They were not, however, surprising. Is all I'll say. I'm not surprised. And frankly, if nothing else, helping to run the info desk is a decent volunteer role. Yeah, no, I mean, the point is help community. Not surprised, disappointed, a little disappointed, um, angry. Honestly, here's the thing. I was wearing my 2016 sucks shirt yesterday. Okay, not even despair. It's not despair. No. I went through that shit in 2016. We did the whole like fucking losing hope. We tried to laugh through it. We tried to post through it. And then, 4 years later, fucking Biden, whatever. Sure, we voted for Biden because what the fuck else are we gonna do, right? And it felt like we'd put a certain chapter behind us. No. Turns out we didn't. And I'm talking the royal we, the American we. Not me specifically. My politics. I'm talking about the sort of the liberal of the U.S. I am a filthy leftist. All right, I am a communist. The liberals are also my enemies. I place the blame of some. I'm not. I'm going to get into it. Oh, but I do place the blame on so much of this on the Democrats. That's all I'll say. Yeah, yeah. This is the Democrats. The Democrats have enabled every single goddamn thing. They're gonna be fine. All the corporate Democrats are gonna be fine. They know exactly what they're doing. Um, yeah, yeah. How do we fix this? Not entirely sure. All I know is what I can do. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, my friends. My friends. Let's see. There's anger on this end, and I needed to walk a few miles to work this morning. I am a night owl who wakes up 5 minutes before logging on to work, and then, yeah, no, like well, here's the thing. Like, okay, you'll hear a lot of people saying, again, as somebody who lives in New York, I can kind of confirm. Um, it feels like November 6th, 2016, in the sense that, or November 6th, whatever, the second Tuesday, Wednesday after, whatever the fuck it was, whatever day it was, um, in the sense that the city was quiet. There was a silence in the streets. There was a subduedness to everything. And I hadn't felt that again till today. I went for a walk today with the intention of kind of clearing my head, taking some, just taking away. But first of all, look, hey, I'm on my feet. I'm walking around again. My foot is mostly healed. So, hey, it's not all bad news today, right? So I went out for a walk. It's still not 100%, but it's well enough that I could walk with little to no discomfort. I feel fine right now. And it's just like I can still feel a little tense. Anyway, point is, I went for a walk, intending to do exactly that. Struggle, but sorry. Just kind of calm my mind. I wasn't angry before. I was still in that sort of like semi-despair, semi-like, well, fuck. And look. Let's address the elephant in the room. I may be Latino, I may be Puerto Rican, but I'm a stealth Puerto Rican, right? Like, look. Here we go. See, look at this. You see these colors, right, or lack thereof. I'm a cis white male. All right. In those terms, in terms of social, nobody, I mean, yes, I'm a cis white male who also identifies as asexual, etc., etc. I haven't faced those levels of discrimination, and I'm probably not gonna unless I kind of seek them out. So I'm playing this on easy mode, right? The people who are gonna get hurt are not me. Don't feel bad for me. I'm fucking gonna be fine, which sucks. Not that I don't want to be fine, but it shouldn't matter. Me being fine or not should not depend on the fact that I am white passing, and celebrate the wins. Happy to you're like, yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. And you take whatever wins you can get. And so, look, I start walking, right, and the intention was to kind of just work through my thoughts, and that's when it hit me, that silence. It hit me, that sort of subdued. Promise wanting everyone to be fine, which seems like no. You're not going to be fine. You're not fine. You can't be. I'm not going to tell you go be fine. All right. I'm getting to my advice. So I went through the walk, and look, was this before or after? This was before the walk. Before the walk, here's where my thoughts are, where they still are. To be fair, my thoughts are still here. They're just angrier about it. Hey, Himang, I see you over on YouTube. Welcome in, buddy. Thanks. I had to take yesterday off due to mental health reasons, let's call it. I live in the US. We just had an election. That shit went wild. I'll be very clear, not a fan of the results. I'm ranting a little right now, so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, friend. But thank you. But as always, thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate the visit. And I'm here today. I'm here tomorrow. We'll continue as usual. Yesterday was a once every 4 years kind of shit show. But struggles, exactly. It's not about everybody being fine. You're not fine. Shit just went down. Especially here in this country. Like a lot of people who I care about, who I have a personal stake and investment in. And hey, man, we just had a national election. I'm glad, I'm glad. Who voted for him? Well, apparently half the country. Apparently enough people to make him win again. Hemang, this country is kind of wild. And look, a big part of the problem is I mean, I don't know. I think we even lost a popular vote. So even if the electoral college wasn't a thing, I'm not going to go into the details of the electoral college, electoral college. Just trust me that it basically makes the popular vote, like just determining who won the presidency of the country, a lot more complicated for no real good reason. But anyway, folks, so I'm walking and I'm in New York City. New York City, on its worst day, is usually full of energy, full of action, full of people, full of, whether they're happy or unhappy doesn't matter, but they are. It's a living city. It's part of the reason why I do love to live here, even though I'm an introvert shut-in. But at least when I do go out, it's there. I can get that hit of the city sort of energy and then move on with my day, right? And I went out this morning and that energy wasn't there. It was this really subdued, really sucky, just nobody wanted to meet anybody's eyes. There was like almost a suspicion between people, like everybody's kind of trying to take in everybody else's vibes. Don't wear red unless you really want to, I suppose. Like there's just this feeling of like, are you one of them? Are you one of the ones that voted against like recognizing the inherent humanity of so many of the people around you? Of course, I'm not. As I've said before, I'm a filthy communist. At the very least, my vote didn't go for Trump, and also I don't look. All political power should be wielded. That's the whole point of political power. Wield it. If you have a vote, use it. Wield it somehow. And to be fair, withholding a vote is a valid option. Blah blah. Not a discussion I'm about to get into today. Not on the day after an election that ended so pretty much terribly. I did hear about Peanut the Squirrel. That's ridiculous. I don't think Peanut the Squirrel was what won the election for Trump. But if it was, yeah, fine. Fuck this timeline. I was walking down the street, as I keep trying to get back to, and when I was trying to get back to as I'm feeling this low energy from the streets around me, and this down, just everything's downcast. I couldn't. I was listening to an audiobook. I've mentioned before. I'm re-listening to the God damn it, The Way of Kings, Oathbreaker, all those books in preparation for the release of Truth and Wind, latest book in that series. And I had taken a diversion to Warbreaker, good book. Wanted to listen to the book while I was walking. I couldn't. I could not. Stormlight Archives, thank you, Strugglebus. Yes, I could not focus on the book. It wasn't in me. Just somebody narrating a story to me while I was in that mood was not what I needed in my life at that moment. So I cranked up the punk. I cranked up the metal. I just let me see, Hemang over on YouTube. Man, every year America sounds more like a developing country wearing a Gucci jacket, acting cool among all ex. Jesus Christ, yes. Thank you. Sometimes you need that opinion from outside. To really get a good view. That is a fucking perfect description of this country. I swear. And look, as I've said before, I live in the most blue of all blue bubbles. I literally cast my vote for AOC, right? Like, who did win? In my area, we had some pretty big wins. The Working Families Party, which is the more progressive, really super progressive, not even super progressive. They're still not even socialist, social democrats. They're still just like still Democrats, just a little bit more liberal. But that's where I live, and even I personally consider those people to be to the right of me. But I'll take it for now. Those are the people I would like to push further left. There has to be a reason why people voted for him. And something else. Going, look, there's two. Okay, I'm not going to get into full political analysis as to why he won. I have my theories. It's a longer discussion. It's not just the economy, not just like there's a lot wrong, deeply wrong with this country that is not being addressed, has not been addressed properly, and has been allowed to fester. And Trump has taken advantage of Trump and the Republican Party in general, and the ultra conservatives and the Nazis, the fucking Nazis. There's no beating around the fucking bush on it. The fucking Nazis that are basically taking over are taking over the country. It's too much to go into. I know why he won. I don't think the majority or even half of all Americans support him. I think the system is very much rigged in ways that go beyond, oh no, the election was stolen or votes were miscast. Or the system. The system is fundamentally fucking... No, wait, no, I take it back. Sorry, I was about to say something I don't actually believe. The system is not broken. The system is working exactly as fucking intended and must be destroyed. Hello to the three-letter agency agent. Follow me. Look. You see this? That is, I am a literal card-carrying member of the Democratic Socialists of America. All right? I am already on the lists. These streams will stop when they bust down my door and come get me for the camps, I'm guessing, once they realize I'm actually Puerto Rican and not white. Man, look, I am angry. I'm angry, is what I'm saying. From outside, it looks like Kamala would sweep the floor with Trump, but no one saw this coming from your country. Yeah, no, it is. It's so wild. Like, the perception... Meanwhile, here in the States, the general perception was that this was a really close race. This was neck and neck up to the very end, with a lot of people on my side of the fence, or closer to my side of the fence, saying, oh, but, Democrats tend to underperform on the polls, so if they say it's neck and neck, that means the Democrats are probably actually doing a little bit better. Not very reassuring that it was so close between, the leopards eating people's faces party and the let the leopards just eat a face every so often party. Two wings of the same rotten piece of shit government that we have. The point is, look, the system is working as intended. If you feel sad, if you feel angry, if you feel upset, even in other countries, folks who are not in the U.S., I understand you being upset about this because, as I said, the U.S. is the international equivalent of a person who is completely clumsy, has no perception of their actual size, and just is constantly bumping. No matter what they do, they're fucking up somebody else's day because they're just crashing into everybody, taking other people's shit, going into their house to do whatever the fuck they're. In a nutshell, they're being Americans about it. So look, the system is working exactly as intended. That's the problem. Everything that happened last night is exactly what was supposed to happen. Exactly what the actual corporate interests at heart, because at the end of the day, this isn't about good versus evil. It is about capital versus the people who produce capital. All right, the people who produce the labor, the laborers. That is what it is about in the end. Everything else is obfuscation. Everything else, and I'm not, again, Jesus Christ. Nuance is a lost art. Somebody's going to come at me and say, like, oh, everything is only, you're saying no class but class war. Yeah, sure. But also, oh, what about discrimination, sexual discrimination? What about racial discrimination? Yes, all these things are true. All these things are also, the root cause is capitalism. to a certain, to a certain point, it all ties, it's all together. It's all part of the same fight. It's not a dismissal of these things. It's an addition to. I do not and will not ever claim that any other kind of discrimination is a distraction or less than the problem of having to tear down capitalism, which is the main thing holding our planet back. Capitalism was a step on the way to where we need to go. It's run its course and then some. Look at the damage. It's working. A fucking better world is possible, or at least it fucking should be. Hey, maybe, here we go. Hey, so Dan Rodriguez, 2028, right? Is that the next election? I don't know when the next one is. How dare you say that everything is not black and white? What do you mean by nuance? Hold my beer. Exactly, Himang. I know. That's the real N-word. Nuance. Anyway, folks, let me catch up on chat real quick. Unpack this. It can't be boiled down to a 3-minute discussion. Exactly. That's the thing. Like, and I'm not a political streamer. My whole point is that I'm not a political streamer. But I won't shy from the politics. I won't shy from, I'm not going to hide who I am. I saw a video on TikTok. And I think it was by somebody who had the best of intentions. And honestly, it's good advice. And he said, hey, worst case scenario, here's what you do if you're living under a fascist state, which is the one we appear to be headed into now. And a lot of that was, hey, if you know somebody who is LGBTQIA or minority, if you know somebody an immigrant's status, no, you don't, right? Keep it to yourself. Do not give away anybody. Do not out anybody else. But also, like, kind of keep your opinions. There was a lot of advice that was like, oh, if somebody asks you about your politics, or just asks you about anything that could be like related to that, asks you about anything around those, like, do you know any gay people, whatever, anything about your opinion, just always reply with, I don't talk about politics. I don't talk. That was the general advice. And I get it as a survival strategy if you have to. As I stated at the beginning of this stream, I happen to be the most white passing of Latinos. That's a level, I have a certain level of fucking privilege. And if I may as well use that to speak out, it's unlikely that they're gonna come for me. Is that fair? Fuck no, it's not. But that also means, okay, well, in that case, since I can safely speak out, whether that's a good thing or not, no, it's not. I shouldn't be having to be fucking worried about whether it is safe for me to speak out. Nobody should have to worry about that. But the fact of the matter is, I'm a cis white male. I can basically say whatever the fuck I want. In fact, that's part of the reason why this country is so fucked. I can basically say whatever the fuck I want. The thought police aren't coming for me. So I may as well, in that case, at least do whatever little bit I can. And this is not it. This is not it, by the way. These streams are not fucking activism. All right? I'm not doing these streams and then 3 hours later sitting there going like, yes, I think I did some good for the world. Fuck. No. All right? I if anything, all right, like from today onward, I'm going to try and do more. I'm going to try and do more in my community. I'm going to try and volunteer more. I'm going to try and do whatever I can to be here for my local community. That's how you help. That's how you help. I can't unelect Trump, right? I can't change the federal government. I fucking can't change the city government. All right? For all this privilege, and thank you, Himang, don't air your dirty laundry or anyone's dirty laundry. No, exactly. Like, keep your dirty laundry to yourself for the most part, especially, again, once as the fascism ramps up. Also, Nick's Freak, I see you on the chat. Sorry for that. First time chatter. 1934. Like, look, exactly. I don't recall. Look. I'm Phoenix Scientist. I get it. Exactly. You also have that privilege. Like, it is like those of us who and look. This nuance, the true N-word of nuance, that, it's not fair. It's not fair that we get to talk without that obvious fear. It's not. But the options are, okay, so do I just capitulate when I don't have to? No, right? Since I don't have to, because of the inherent unfairness of the system, then I'm not going to capitulate, right? Until they come and get me. I'm going to raise a voice for those that can't raise it, in as much as I can, right? Let's see. Next week, the media is a big part of why Trump was elected. They talked about him for 8 fucking years and spent a fraction of the time showing the other administration's Right. No, here's the thing. Like, it's the media, too. There's two big blame portions here for me. One is the media, and the other is, to me, the Democrat Party. All right? The Democratic Party, at every fucking step, took the wrong lesson from all of this. Hell, I don't know. I don't know what would have happened if maybe they'd switched out to a different candidate earlier in the race. They kept Biden going for so long, and whatever they tried with Kamala, way too little, way too fucking late. But the Democratic Party here has a lot to answer for, and frankly, I do not believe they'll learn their lessons. I think they're going to go more and more center, more and more right, and they're already, as far as I'm concerned, as far as most of the planet is concerned, a right-wing party. Like the Democratic Party in the U.S., their policies are not, despite what Trump and everyone else will tell you, they are not left-wing policies. They are at best centrist policies by the standards of the rest of the goddamn civilized planet. It's here. This country is so right-leaning, so Christo-fascist that anything, to the left of straight-out Christo-fascism is considered outright communism, basically. It's absolutely ridiculous. And on that note, I just want to say thank you for watching, and we're going straight to the ads. Hello, welcome to... Why does it do that? Why does it do when I come into the scene? It does the sound. Stop that. Stop that. If you're gonna do the curse you all, at the very least, do it properly.
Curse you all!
There we go. Hey, folks, welcome to Politics with Dan. I'm going straight to the overhead on this one. I have to. I spent the last half hour yelling at you people. Also, Strugglebus, thank you so much. I appreciate sincerely. I appreciate so sincerely. Sorry, give me a second. No, don't stop that. Hang up. Leave a message. Bad time to call me. Where was I? Yes. I spent the last half hour yelling at you. But I'm glad that my transition worked. Look, folks, today we're going to be talking about Extreme Meatpunks Forever. I chose this game today. Kind of on a whim, given current events. This is a game, Extreme Meatpunks Forever, the role-playing game with a tagline, Be Gay, Pilot Mechs, Kill Nazis by Sinister Beard Games. I was just feeling in a certain kind of mood, and I think we can spend, look at this, lots of color, lots of color. We're in for a treat. We're in for a treat. I think we can spend a few days just kind of delving into the world of this game. I'm gonna start by going through the back cover first and everything. I go, and you stumble onto this from Master. Really appreciate the conversation. Hey, no problem, Nick's Freak. Thanks for hanging out. I'm glad my social media posts are at least reaching. They reached one person. Anyway, so I appreciate it. But before I dive in, after all that talk of politics and fight the man, the 1%. So once upon a time, I was never I was never one of the 1%. But up until not that long ago, working in IT, I made six figures. I'll probably never make that again now that I've kind of dropped off, burnt out and dropped off. And frankly, welcome to my crust punk era is how I'm feeling. But I kickstarted this shit back when I had money. Don't look up the price of these. These are the Pixels electronic dice, and I got a full set of them that are incoming. But they sent me the very first one, sort of like off, like a because it was like a full set and also an extra D20. So they sent me the D20 ahead of time because they're still finishing. This was like 6 years ago. And then COVID hit and all that stuff. And it took them forever to get these finally made and delivered and everything. But it also super, super fucking cool. And I'm going to show you. I need to show them off to somebody. Okay, my cat doesn't care. Or she does, actually, but this is very expensive, and I don't want to give it to my cat. All right, wait a minute. Let me open the app. Okay, so you'll see an app and a little die indicator there. Funny how that works, right? And if I were to open this up, what is that? Is that a die that lights up? Why, yes. Yes, it is. And look, you'll see this little countdown here. Let's go ahead and okay, I'm getting alerts. Don't dox me. Here we go. Look, it does this, and then you roll it, and that is a 5. 5, you see? And if I roll it again, that is a 12. And 12. See, it shows it right there. It shows you exactly. If I go here to the roller, you can see the exact roll. So if I do another one like right now, but it's kind of okay. That was a 10. And you can program it to do. So this stuff can be tied into stuff like Roll20 and stuff like that. So you can still roll a physical die and have those results transmitted to your virtual tabletop. Bluetooth, actually. Full Bluetooth. There's a shit ton of technology inside of these. And then you can, of course, program them. So you can have custom lighting effects based on which side. So, for example, I'm going to force it to roll a 1. Let me find the 1 here. Where is it? Where are you? That's 2. That's okay. Found the 1. So roll, and ooh, it came a nat 1. See how it did a little red splash specifically? So nat 1s give you a little red splash, and then it's like, nat. Oh no, that's not up. There we go. Wait, let me try that again. Oh no, that's where the 20 go. Here we go. 20. Woo! Color nat 20, and of course these are fully customizable. It's cool. I needed to brag about it to somebody. I've always wanted something like this, and they finally made it. I can't stop you, but the price is ridiculous. Pixels, just look them up. Pixels dice, and it should be one of the, if not the first result, one of the first ones. That's why I don't let my cat play with them. But they are also very cool. It is very cool tech. And of course the case itself is also the charger for them. You see the little USB-C connector there. So I just needed to show that off. Thank you. It is in fact very nice. Anyway, getting back to the topic. I've got it's me and my cat. Who else in my life is going to appreciate that? Also, it's expensive enough that now I'm afraid to leave the apartment with it. For fear that in the new post Trump era of just there are roving bands of just maggots, I guess. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's look through the rear cover of the game and see what it tells. Okay, so one of the reasons we always do that, right? We'll look at the cover. First of all, look at this game has some real Meat to that wasn't even on purpose. I didn't even mean to make that pun, but it does have some meat to it. It's got some heft. There's a lot of game. It's a lot of art. Like this got some love put into it. I think this was also a Kickstarter. I'm 99% certain I backed this one on Kickstarter a long time ago. I've never actually gotten to go through the book, so this is going to be a first time for all of us. I'm not here, so therefore a couple of disclaimers because I've done no prep on this. All right, I have not planned for this. I picked this off my shelf this morning. In rage after getting back from my walk. I decided, no, fuck this. I don't. What game was I gonna? I think I was gonna start looking at Exalted Essence, which I do plan to go through anyway. But I was like, no. What do I got? What do I got? What do I got? Give me something with some meat on it. Because I need that. I need that today. I can't just, I wasn't here. My other option, or I could have done something like Wander Home, and maybe, and again, I do very much want to do Wander Home. I've got it on a shelf over there. But in the mood I'm in, no, in the mood I'm in, and I think in the mood I'm going to stay for a little while. Welcome to my crust punk era is better encapsulated by something like Extreme Meatpunks Forever, Be Gay, Pilot Mechs, Kill Nazis. All right, so that's the choice here. But the disclaimer being, all sorts of content warnings. Blood, guts, body horror, unfortunate, racism, sexism, etc. We are killing and punching Nazis, all right, because they do these things. So all that is in there. And also for anybody watching on stream, again, these streams are meant for 18 plus only. Just bringing that up because there's a lot of art in this game. It's a game that is very focused on the body and on the flesh. And so point is, long and short, is that there's a non-zero chance of dicks. That may be a plus or a minus for you on your particular stream watching habits, but I thought I should include it. I don't know. There may be zero dicks. There may be zero dicks, but the chance of dicks appearing at some point during these streams is most definitely non-zero given the subject matter. So keep that in mind. We do judge a book by its cover. That's what covers are for. True, exactly. May want to mark channel as not safe for work? No, because I'm not actually like, if something happens, I'll get it off screen later. The stream is still marked for 18 plus. It's just not safe for work because I'm not doing anything that's straight up not safe for work. It is still 18 plus content. I have no cleavage to show off. So I'm good. I don't think. Well, let's see. Right? I will. And to be fair and balanced, I will. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, exactly. No, I don't want to get in trouble either. So if we open, I reserve the right. Okay, I'm not taking, this is not a hill I'm about to die on. I'm not taking a political stance about not putting an SFW on the stream. I reserve the right to do so should we crack this baby open and find out it's just dicks. It's how many pages have we got here? Like 240 pages of just dicks. Just the most hardcore action. We'll still go through them page by loving page. But it might happen. That's the warning. That's the warning. With that warning out of the way, let us get to it. Let's crack this open. So first of all, we've got some interior. Oh, actually, no. Sorry. Let's not crack this open. I still haven't haven't read through the back. So first of all, it's got a call out by Kieran Gillen, one of my favorite comic book just writer guys. He's currently doing. I believe he's him. Currently doing a run called Superpowers. Also, the Wicked and the Divine is really good. Superpowers is ongoing. I think it's like maybe 4 issues in, 4 or 5 at most. So it's a good time to get in on the ground floor. Also, I think it's a limited. It's not going to be like one of those Marvel runs that goes for hundreds of issues. I think it is a limited run, so you can kind of get into it and that there's a storyline, at least a seasonal thing. And it is a comic based on a world. It's called Superpowers, and in which people have powers, right? Some people have mutant abilities or magical abilities or whatever. Like all these things exist, but in the state of the world as we start, there are, I believe it's six superhuman super beings that are considered the superpowers, as in kind of like how we used to call America and Russia and China superpower countries. Like that is the level of reference. And like they have, each one of these meta individuals has the equivalent sort of power on an individual basis as a country, as a large country, right? And so the world, the balance in that world kind of depends on making sure none of these six superpowers kind of gets too weird about it, and also that none of the actual countries, because the countries still exist and are still fuckheads as they often are, they see these guys, these superpowers, as threats. So also got to keep them from pulling too many triggers. And it's fascinating. It's really it's chilling. It's chilling. I mean, the metaphor is kind of obvious at first, right? But it's really good writing. Anyway, point is, big fan of Kieran Gillen. The first thing we have here is a fucking quote from Kieran Gillen about the book. So he's aware of this. It's about the game. If only there was a game that had big disaster queer emotions and gave you gave you a giant meat suit to kill Nazis. Well, with Extreme Meatpunks Forever, you don't have to choose. With a pull quote like that, how are we not? How is this not taking over? Okay, we need to crack open and solve the mystery of how this game is not currently just taking over tabletop RPG, everything. This should be dethroning D&D. Apparently, just given the level of hypes I already have just from the pull quote. Let's read the rest of this. In the beginning, there was meat, a decaying chunk of flesh from a dying god, hurtling through the void of space thousands of miles wide. A million eyes, a billion hands, grasping for purchase against nothingness itself. This is where we live. We meat-worlders are resourceful people. While your world was rich in metals, ours was not. We were given flesh, and so flesh we used. We became skilled in the act of meat-allergy. Okay, sorry, meat-allergy? Meat-allergy. I fucking meat allergy. Jeez, 10 out of 10. 10 out of... No. Well, first of all, yes, Fandible is a thing, but that's not the button I wanted to press. Can I get meat allergy right under... yeah, almost got. No, I'm gonna do it again because I need to have my finger point directly at meat allergy. There we go. That right there. That right there. That's what this game is about. Okay. Meat allergy. Bending the living forces of nature to our will. It is a dangerous art and an unnerving one to behold, but I think you'll find the results to be worth it. After all, we live in a dangerous world. It's only right that we become dangerous ourselves. The other thing you should know about Meat World is, well, there's no good way to put this. A while back, the sun disappeared. Dora Godkiller's first cross-dimensional transmission from 1993. Extreme Meatpunks Forever is a tabletop role-playing game where you'll play as a gang of queer anti-fascists in a strange place called Meat World. So straight up, from the beginning, you don't get to play a straight Nazi. You don't get to play a straight anything. You don't get to play a Nazi anything. The game immediately trusts you into the role of a gang of queer anti-fascists. Sold again. We continue to like what we're seeing here. Big fan. Would this be getting as many wows as it is currently getting, were it not for the current political climate? I don't know, but it's getting them now. It's getting them now, because fuck. Again, look, we are at the anger stage of our negotiations, and that's why I've chosen to focus on a game that's all about fuck punching Nazis. We're killing them. That tech includes meat mechs, giant flesh suits you can pilot. You'll pay for the whole meat mech, but you'll only need the edge. You've got one of these mechs, which is just as well because Meat World is full of monsters, old gods, a land that wants to eat you alive, and so many fucking Nazis. You'll play to bash the fash, explore the weirdness that is Meat World, attack and dethrone gods, solve mysteries like a gore-dripping Scooby Gang, deal with trauma, and, if you're lucky, make out with your friends. All right, cool, solid, like it. I believe that is the sales pitch that sold me on this game when it originally kickstarted. So, good. Yes. Solid. I like everything I'm seeing right now. Now we finally crack this proverbial sucker open and take a look. We've got I guess this is I'm assuming this is Meat World, because that certainly looks like meat holding up, right? It's kind of kneeling and it's holding up. I'm guessing that's a highway. And then, a land. Interesting. Let's see this. So we got some art. Fuck yeah! I think these are kind of like our archetypes, because I've seen them at least, and this one I think deeper in the book, in the sort of like character class or whatever section. So these are probably like our main archetypes. Cool. So again, this game is created by Heather Flowers and Orabel. We've got our credits. Who's to blame? Special thanks and dedications, powered by the apocalypse, sensitivity readers, etc., etc., etc. Hey, look at this table of contents. Part 1. Well, look. This looks good. This is colorful. Lots of art. I've got high expectations to this book. Also, that's another reason why I kind of I wanted to go with something that had production values, because while I have nothing against the sort of indie zine aesthetic, on the contrary, I love it. And in fact, where is it? I still, next chance I get, bear with me. Look at this. You see this? This bag, this burlap sack. This is the deluxe edition of I Have the High Ground. Another indie RPG, which I also want to go through at some point, and I want to run with one of the guys. And if you look at this stuff inside, what do we have inside? We have a zine. Literally this game is it's a zine, and it's got some wooden coins and dice. I like these dice though. I love the little. They're actually very pretty. You can't, stuff that's like shiny and gold doesn't come through in camera. Because you can't really tell how you can kind of see a little bit of the shine there on the camera. I don't know how well that's coming through on stream. It's got like veins of gold. They're very pretty. And then you got these like sort of little handmade, but they're also like, you can tell that these are sort of like little laser cut wood tokens. This is, like little generic burlap sack. It's a freaking printed zine. The custom dice are nice. But point is, like, this is what you'd expect at best from like the fancy deluxe version of your average indie game, like super indie sort of punk aesthetic kind of game, right? So the fact that Extreme Meatpunks Forever actually got such a big release, got a beautiful shiny hardcover, so much art, all this stuff is great. I'm very proud of them, but also I have high expectations, but I'm hoping they'll be met, because I want to also kind of use this as a showcase to go like, hey, indie games outside of like the big ones like D&D, Warhammer, Pathfinder, stuff like that, can still have some really good, like, look at this beautiful art, colors, production values, all this. Like, I want to be able to do that showcase. That said, first time going through the book, I hope it lives up to expectations. So far, we've got table of contents. That's more than some of these games have been able to deliver in the past, sadly. So let's see what we've got, what we're looking at. So welcome to Meat World. Part 2, how to be gay and kill Nazis. So we've got a nice big chunk of this. And here we'll be learning the conversation, so this will be system, basic moves, meat moves, get shit done, fuck around and find out, figure shit out. Okay, cool. So they said this is like pain moves, get hurt, check out, take a moment, statuses. Cool, so we're hitting the system right up ahead, which again, I like those of us who are longtime denizens of the Uncivilized Dan cinematic universe know that this is my personal preferred way of doing things, especially based on what I'm seeing right here, which is first thing I want you to do is give me your system. At least the basics. I don't necessarily need the full advanced mechanics, but at least give me your resolution system. Let me know what I'm rolling. Is it cards? Is it dice? Is it whatever it is? And what are the basic things that I can do? How do I hurt people? How do I keep from getting hurt? What powers do I have? Like, or if I'm using a power or special ability, give me the basics. How do I not die? How do I get more stamina, more armor, and make a tank? Is my number one question. Actually, no, that's Dave's number one question. Mine is, how do I cast magic? But anyway, point is, system, good. And then immediately after, get me excited with and now you've seen more or less how we kind of do things here around these parts. Here's the things you can play, here's the things you can be. And that's what we're seeing here, right? Let's be Meatpunks, creating characters. So it looks like we've got some character classes, I guess. The Airwave, the Bright Child, the Emblem, the Fire Breather, the Honey Artist, the Meat Shifter, the Untethered, and the Weird of the Wisp. And then improvement options. Okay, how do we level up? You're the Bone Machine. We get to learn about the mechs after that. So that's cool. And again, real mech moves. Part 5, the Meat of the World. Okay, so this will be setting. The fuck is a meat mech? Rules of mechs. Flesh and Bone, Rise and Fallen Gods. Meat World Atlas. Okay, so now this is the meat of the game, actually giving us locations, giving us places, I guess how to customize this world. Part 7, the Guy Museum. Okay, so this is like little guys. This is our little guys. These are enemies. So we've got like Dave Cats. Dave Cats. Okay, I'm excited to get to the Dave Cats. Okay, so we've got human class, cryptid class, monster class, god class. Make up a guy to get mad. Baby, we're born to run. Okay, I'm recognizing a few sort of like the titles of moves and stuff. Like some of this stuff sounds like song titles, and I'm not cool enough to recognize them. So chat, if you see any song titles or references in the book as we go through it that you recognize and I don't call out, please put them in chat. I'm not that cool. Also, heads up, ads very soon. And it's probably as soon as we finish kind of going through this. So good time. I need to refresh my drink, so it'll be a good time. Let's see. So setting, monsters, what is it? Baby, we're born to run. Okay, so this is the GM section. So you got your GM moves. Right, because this is powered by the Apocalypse. That may be why I never played it with the boys. Powered by the Apocalypse. Let's see how we deal with that. I've had a hard time, but I'm here. I'm just a boy standing in front of a game system, asking it to please not suck for him. Let's see how it treats us. Okay, settings, GM stuff. Safety tools, kind of at the end of the book, but it's good to have them. Just a little guy, exactly. Adventures in the meat trade. Okay, so how to run adventures, first session, whatnot. And it looks like this will be some sample adventures. That's cool. That's actually very cool. Unexpected to get, but I'm guessing they probably got that as an add-on on the Kickstarter or something. But it is rare to get that on a lot of indie stuff. So cool. All right, and that's our table of contents. Great. So we're going to go into part 1. Welcome to Meat World. Do a little reading, but I'm gonna leave you off on that. Okay, let me see if I can get this. Here we go. There we go. The shine from the overhead light is kind of. But look at that art. Look at those details. Look at that juicy meatness of it all. And with that note, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and cut to the ads, and we'll be back. Sorry for the delay. My cat. My cat, the light of my life. The only reason I continue to allow this sinful world to exist, my beloved feline companion, who mere seconds before I poured myself a nice tall mug of water, I had spied with my little eye clear across the apartment, just so far away, by New York standards, in another county. So I pour myself my drinky drink, turn around, my cat, my beloved cat, had teleported right there. In, of course, the most immediately wrong place to be. You know, it's cats. They're everywhere you don't want them to be, right? And then that spilled some water. So it took me a moment to get back, but I'm back. I'm back. She is cat. That is how this works. It is true. It is true. Once again, as stated before, the only reason I allow this sinful world to continue existing, my cat. Anyway, let's continue checking out Extreme Meatpunks Forever. Part 1. Welcome to Meat World. In the beginning there was meat, a decaying chunk of flesh from a dying god hurtling through the void of space, thousands of miles wide. A million eyes, a billion hands grasping. Okay, no, this is we saw this. Oh wait, no, it starts like that and then it ends. Okay, I was going to say it's the same thing that's on the back, but no, I just realized it changes. If it had a mouth, it would scream. A terrified, lonely monster, separated from itself for the rest of eternity, paying some sort of penance for the act of being alive. This is the creature upon which we all live. Our scientists estimate that the flesh god, known as Meat World to its inhabitants, came into orbit around the now stolen sun several billion years ago. Its surface covered with space debris and, eventually, life. One would be surprised to find the difference in origin between our world and yours. We have dirt, forests, mountains, deserts. None of it seems particularly unusual. It's when you get into the details that you notice the difference. Catching up on chat real quick. One of my cats likes to travel under my desk and scratch my knee when she's bored. Yeah. No, my cat, when I'm sitting down, she will occasionally come up and let's change. So just so you can so here's imagine this is my leg. This is my knee. That's my knee. My leg keeps going down, and this is my cat, and she's coming in from the floor, and then she'll see me. And she'll go lift one paw and just claws out, dig it into my thigh. This is my thigh in the example. Dig it into my thigh, causing me to go like, and then when I look down to see why my thigh now has needles in it, I see the biggest, most beautiful eyes in the world, and this little cat looking at me with one little paw, claws digging in, and then the other paw just extended out like, Father, please, the pettings, Father. It's the most beautiful goddamn thing. Are there claws digging into my thigh? Yes. Still the most beautiful goddamn thing I've ever seen. I love cats. Cats are the best. Cats are the best. All right. So let's look at the little differences between Meat World and ours that we have been promised. Here we go. You see, Meat Worlders are resourceful people. While your world was rich in metals, I can hold this up to the camera. Here we go. So y'all can kind of read along a little better if you want. While your world was rich in metals, ours was not. We were given flesh, and so flesh we used. Okay, so this part is very similar to what we had in the back. Okay, there we go. The crown jewel of Meat World, its capstone is the mech. a half-dead mound of flesh that a human can pilot by connecting their nerve systems together. Mechs can range from meaty suits of armor to mountain-crushing mile-high monstrosities, but the average size of a personal mech is roughly 12 to 20 feet tall. A mech is a deeply personal thing. It responds to your soul, becomes a part of you as much as you become a part of it. You must impart your deepest secret to it before piloting, your mech name, your true name, the thing that ties you to yourself. Never speak it to another. The other thing you should know about Meat World is, there's no good way to put this. A while back, the sun disappeared. There one day, gone the next. Instead, we have the bright, a glowing firmament sky with mysterious origins. It gets bright and dark seemingly at random, and it can turn any color of the rainbow. It sounds dystopian, but wait until you see a hot pink bright fall over the fleshland spires. There's nothing like it. This world is wild and beautiful, and while it bears the scars of our mistakes, I hope you can learn to love it. Not in spite of those scars, but because of them. The groves of bioluminescent trees, the mutated rat wolves lurking in the shadows, the double crows and murder horses, and all of it. It's wonderful and terrible at once, and I love it dearly. Welcome to Meat World. We do hope you enjoy your stay. From Dora Godkiller's first cross-dimensional transmission in 1993. And look at this fleshy boy here. Delicious. Also, the way they feel about Meat World is a little bit of the way I feel about, like, New York City. Like, oh yeah, no, it's kind of a shithole here, honestly, most of the time. That smell, it is urine. Yeah, no, 100%. But also, you know, it's part of the city's charm. You miss it when you're gone. I'd like to say, but I never leave. So I'll never get to miss it. I'm just here in my little box forever. #boxlife. How to be gay and kill Nazis, part 2 of this book, which you know sounds like you know, instruction booklet, especially these days. And we could use whatever help we can get, I think. This is what you're in for. In this game, you'll play as part of a gang of queer anti-fascists in a strange place called Meat World. All the technology here is made of meat harvested from the dead god we're spinning through space on. That tech includes meat mechs, giant flesh constructs you can pilot. You've got one of these mechs, which is just as well because Meat World is full of monsters, old gods, a land that wants to eat you alive, and so many fucking Nazis. You'll play... Okay, this one is... I keep, like, going, oh, they're starting like what was in the back, but it's gonna change. So I keep reading more, expecting a change. And this one is the one that's like lifted word for word from the back. There's nothing different about this one. Until the end. Here we go. Finally, all of that sound good? Sweet. Grab 2 to 4 friends, at least 3 regular 6-sided dice, and we'll tell you how to play. Well, you know, it's gonna be Powered by the Apocalypse, so I'm guessing that's gonna be the system. Let's see. Well, usually, wait, because normally Powered by the Apocalypse is 2d6, so is this using a 3d6 system? I guess we'll find out soon enough. The conversation. Playing Extreme Meatpunks Forever is having a conversation. That means it's easy. You sit at the table with dice and pencils and sheets of paper. Okay, so this is basically just explaining the philosophy behind Powered by the Apocalypse games. I'm going to kind of skip through it a little bit because this is kind of stuff that most of us already know. But if you want me to read, or if you on chat don't know what Powered by the Apocalypse games are, shout it out. I'll dive into it. Fair warning, I'm a little biased against Powered by the Apocalypse games, but not because they're bad, but because I've had bad experiences with them, and it's a me problem that I'm trying to work on. Unlike my hatred of Werewolf the Apocalypse, which is still a me problem, but I'm not trying to work on that one. I'm good. So let's see, making moves, triggers and rolls. Okay, so moves get triggered, and that's when you roll. Let's see here. So triggers are almost always tied to the fiction, which means all moves are governed by the same principle. If you do it, you do it. If you want to trigger the basic move, fuck around and find out, then you have to tangle with a bunch of assholes. Now, if you pick up a bar stool and smash it across the back of the fash who's getting up in your friend's face, you're fucking around and finding out whether you want to trigger that move or not, right? So that's I think, and you know what, fuck, we're side tangenting a little into Power Play the Apocalypse, but that I think is the big sort of disconnect for me at the time, and I think for a lot of people coming from a more sort of traditional tabletop RPG structure, where like if you say, okay, I want to attack that goblin, for example, then it's like, all right, well, roll your attack. And then you know you get out your crazy expensive light up dice, and you roll your attack, and that's a 5, so that's a miss. But let's roll it again because I've got advantage on this roll. That's a 15. That definitely hits. So cool. Now describe how your mighty blade cleaves the. Sorry, I'm just trying to leave it with the 20 up top. There we go. How your mighty blade cleaves in twain the goblin, whatever. No. Here, in Powered by the Apocalypse, it's like, all right, so you know, you walk into this bar full of goblins, and the bartender says, "Why the green face?" So what do? And you go like, oh, I grab a bar stool and smash it across the racist bartender's face in defense of my goblin brothers and sisters. And I, you know, you don't say I'm attacking, you say what I'm doing. And I go, based on that, it sounds like you're fucking around and finding out. Roll that. But if there was a separate move that was called, you know, if a character class had a playbook or whatever had a separate move called I hate bartenders or whatever, something along those lines, like, you know, hating on bartenders, then for your specific character you go like, oh, you know what, that sounds like a hating on bartenders roll. Go roll that instead. Like that's your action. The point is, like, it should follow the fiction. Like you do what your character would do, and then that may or may not trigger a move depending on what your character does. And for some, you may do things that for one character does nothing other than just like, okay, cool, you walk down the street, and then there's other characters who are like, oh, you picked a walkinator, a walkomancer, and for you, walking down the street requires a roll because you generate walk mana. This is the brilliant game design thoughts that you come to this stream for, folks. Enjoy. Anyway, that's the basic, that's the thing with that's the sort of the philosophical thing about moves that took me a while to kind of wrap my head around. I kept looking at my playbooks when I played Powered by the Apocalypse games and trying to see which of these moves can I use in this situation. Like, these are the things my character can do. And that shouldn't have been what I've done. It should have been like, no, I'm just going to play my character. I'm playing whatever X type of character is. Just do what your character does, and you know, and then it's actually more up to the GM, it feels like, to the storyteller, to remember, like, oh yeah, that triggers a move, than for you, but you're also supposed to be watching out for it. Walkomancer is kind of OP, it's true. I have actually a lot of playtesting to do on that one. I feel like it could unbalance some groups, so you know, I'm not ready to release the Walkomancer yet. Maybe in the next version of the game that I'm not making right now. All right, and then advantage and disadvantage. It's just a result of move status because the GM thinks it fits the fiction. When you roll an advantage, roll 3 dice and only count the 2 highest. Okay, so it is Power of the Apocalypse. It's roll 2 dice plus your stat. And if you're rolling with advantage, roll 3, keep the 2 highest. If you roll with disadvantage, roll 3, keep the 2 lowest. Cool, solid. The basic moves. Okay, so everybody, these are the moves. So with Power of the Apocalypse, as I said, sometimes certain character types may have specific moves, right, that others don't. Just like in any other type of game, certain character types will be able to have some powers or abilities that others do not. The sort of flexibility and, I guess, fun part about the Power of the Apocalypse thing is that whereas in something like, you know, let's say D&D, you've got specific in-game actions, right, that everybody can take, and those are like basic moves, kind of like we'll see here. So everybody can, you know, like do a skill check, do an attack roll. Arbalest, welcome in. Indeed, I am, you know, I'm hydrated. I am in my I mean, I may be in my crust punk era entering, but that said, you'll notice some battle scars and wounds. These are the proof that I am a cat owner. But yeah, so in other games in D&D, you might have like you do attacks, you do skill checks, you do stuff like that, and then your specific character classes. Like if you're playing a wizard, then you can also cast spells, and if you're playing a warrior, then you have action surge or whatever. So with this game, there are a set of basic moves that everybody can do, and then your specific character type might have additional moves that they specifically can do. It's again very similar to standard tabletop RPGs. It's that flip, it's that mental flip of like I'm not doing an attack. I am acting within the story, and that might fit the fuck around and find out. But depending on the action and the flavor and whatever of the story, a different move might apply. In fact, maybe punching somebody might be, rather than fuck around and find out, might be getting shit done in a specific situation. Depends, right? It's about the flavor of the move a little. So let's look at the basic moves of the game. So let's see, get shit done. When you do, that's basically when you do something dangerous or dicey, you roll plus chill. On a hit, you do it. So basically, a hit in this game, I kind of skipped that. Because I assumed other people kind of knew how Power Apocalypse works. So basically, you roll 2 dice and you add a stat. So in this case, it's plus chill. It hasn't told us yet which are the stats that everybody has. Let me see if I can spot those in another character. So you've got, so this is one of the character classes. We'll see shortly. So you've got love, chill, awkward. Okay, well, we'll see them listed. They're basically different kind of stats that you add to your roll. So you might roll plus chill, roll plus awkward, and that's what you add to the results of the roll. So you roll 2d6. That's anywhere from 2 to 12, bell curve, and if you roll a 7 or higher total, so you've got a basically 50-50 chance of a basic success on an average roll, and then you add whatever you have, and that increases your chances. That's a hit. That's a hit. And then on your average move, a 7 to 9 is a sort of a yes and, or yes but kind of. So it's like, okay, you're gonna achieve what you wanted to do, and it says it right here. Blah blah blah. Yeah, basically, if you fail. You failed, and you usually gain something. So you got mark XP, or something else like that. I'll read this specifically because this looks a little bit more complicated than some of the games I've seen. 7 to 9 is a yes but kind of success, where you do get the thing you're trying to do, but there is a complication. And then a 10 to 12 is usually just cool. You do the thing. You get whatever the ability says you're able to achieve when that move triggers. That's the system in a nutshell. So getting shit done is whenever you're doing something dangerous or dicey, roll plus chill. On a hit, you do it. 12 plus if you do it and look rad in the process. Pick someone present. If they're an NPC, they're impressed, scared, or in awe. Your choice. If they're an OC, other character. I mean, I'm guessing they're also saying OC as an original character, but in this case, I'm just going to say OC as an other character. They can choose to catch feelings about you to mark XP. 7 to 9, the GM introduces a complication or hard choice. So 12 plus, you do it. 7 to 9, GM introduces a complication or hard choice. Cool. Yeah, so basically, hit, you do it. 12 plus is an exceptional hit, and then you get this extra effect, and then 7 to 9 is the yes but. That's the pattern we're going to see with basically all of these going forward. So I'm not going to kind of go over the details of all of them, but I wanted to spend a little bit of time just so we're all aware of what that does. And when get shit done happens, let's see. View dangerous or dicey broadly. Anything so difficult or scary that the outcome is uncertain. You can also look to get shit done as a sort of catch-all move. If it feels like you should be rolling for it, but nothing else really fits, ask if it's dangerous or dicey, harmful, difficult, unsafe, or even unwise. Well then, time to get shit done. Get shit done also introduces options for rolling a 12 or greater. You go above and beyond and impress someone who witnesses it. They cause NPCs to change behavior or mindsets about you. They might run away. They might join your side. Here's some examples of how that works. These aren't the only options, that's more. And then on a hit, you do the thing you were trying to do with no problem. 10 to 11 result here means things go great, but not spectacular, like with a 12 plus. But still, you get it done with 0 hitches. On a 7 to 9, well, that's where the hitch comes in. Mind you, you still do the thing, it still happens, but the GM is going to throw in some bullshit to fuck with you. I love that the game is very clear on this. It's not like, and the GM will work with you to come up with a advantage or limitation. The GM, you have the right to roll dice. Anything they roll can and will be held against you by the GM, who is done with your shit. Let's see here. A door that was locked, you get past it, but maybe you trip the alarm in the process. Or maybe while doing some sick-ass parkour over some dudes' heads, one of them notices you, but just one. And what are you going to do about that? These complications don't detract from the success. You still get what you earned. You still did the dangerous or dicey thing. They just add a hitch. Imagine some evil supervillain giving you a shit-eating smirk as he says, yes, but now the doors are locked, you fool. These complications or hard choices aren't designed to stop you, but rather to throw a plot twist on the current action. Make sure no one is being denied, but rather things are just a little harder, a little more interesting right now. Solid description of what you should be doing here. I like that. I like that approach. Fair. Fuck around and find out. When you tangle with an asshole or assholes outside of your mech, you get beat up pretty bad. Take physical status and roll plus guts. All right, we'll see what taking physical status means. But basically it says if you're getting into a fight, you're probably gonna get punched at least once. So on a 10 plus, hold 2 to spend from the list below. You beat them up gently, pretty gently. You beat them up pretty bad as well. Either they got whooped so bad they can't continue or they run away. So basically combat seems to be resolved mainly with one die roll. Interesting. Then on a 7 to 9, hold 1. So when they say hold 2 or hold 1, they're basically just like a point. Just hold, like you're going to get to choose 2, or you're going to have to choose 1 from whatever. And it tells you how many hold you have to spend to get that. So for example, you're holding 2. Then you can either buy this one thing that costs 2 hold, or you can buy 2 1-hold things. If you're only holding 1, then you can only choose the 1-hold things. Pretty self-explanatory. You beat them up pretty bad as well. They take a hurting, but the GM decides if they still want to rumble. So on a 7 to 9, fight's not over. You then choose if you want to make this move again or if you get away clean. So on a 2 hold, you kick more ass and yours gets kicked and you don't take a status. So, okay, an ideal fuck around and find out roll is a 10 plus, in which, boom, 1 die roll, shit's taken care of, you kick more ass and yours get kicked. You can spend it on that if you want. Or let's see what the other stuff is, because you might choose like, you know what, no, I don't mind taking a status because, let's see, with 1 hold, you can spend 1 hold they let something slip, ask a question about the people you're fighting, and the GM must answer honestly. 1 hold to resolve an emotional or mental status. Kicking ass can be cathartic. 1 hold, even if the fight... So I'm assuming if we can take physical statuses, we can take emotional and mental statuses. So statuses are kind of like, I guess, your damage, effectively, but for different aspects. Cool. Kicking ass and be cathartic. 1 hold, even if the fight continues. A few of them ran away, scared. You can only choose this if you're up against the group, okay? Or 1 hold, even if the fight continues. You definitely take out 1 NPC in particular. You can only choose this if you're up against the group. Okay, so cool. So I can see you basically saying, you know what? No, I'm willing to take the physical status in order to spend my 2 hold, 1 to get some info, and 2 to go ahead and clear up an emotional status that I've been carrying since the start of the game, that sort of thing. So, okay, that's cool. That's cool. See, only in rare situations can you avoid a blow. This move is for person-to-person battles, no meat mechs, just fucking brawling with a motherfucker/motherfuckers. You should expect to take some bruises, cuts, and wounds here because it's a fight. By default, you'll take a physical status, but one of the options can negate that if you really, really can't afford it. If you're going up against a crew, see page 221, the GM may have you roll this move with disadvantage advantage. You can also make this move if you're fighting someone, fighting alongside your own crew, in which case you will roll with advantage. You won't make this move if they're fighting for you, but you're away. The GM will just tell you what went down. Okay, so the more I think about it, the more I kind of want to give that one a wow, because I mean, we'll see if that wow holds up. But I'm liking what I'm seeing because it's something I kind of wanted to try and do with my own game, which is make combat not a round by round slugfest so much as just if you're just fighting somebody, just one roll on average settles it. 1 or 2 rolls, right? Not like a full combat. Then again, we do have meat mechs that we're going to, and those use a completely separate system. So we'll see how meat mech combat actually works soon enough. But okay, so those are 2 basic moves. Just get shit done, fuck around and find out. There's more. Okay, there's more details on this. Knockout, counter. Sorry, I'm gonna kind of skip a little bit through this, where we get the general basic ideas, just like further explanation of what we kind of already figured out there. Then the next basic move that everybody can do is figure shit out. That one kind of feels self-explanatory, right? When you try to form a plan by observing the situation, roll plus attention. Attention is one of your stats. Plus attention to ask questions. You can ask any questions you discover about the answer to in your immediate surroundings, and it can be about a person, place, or situation. If the question is about another character, ask you the character directly. This doesn't have to be in character, but it's more fun and dramatic, so if you do, both mark XP. If it's about anyone or anything else, ask the GM. Either way, they have to answer honestly. If you act on the answers, roll with advantage. Okay, so this is very standard. This is very typical powered by the apocalypse kind of move. Roll. Exceptional success gives you 2 hold. Regular success gives you 1 hold. And you get to usually ask the GM a question. Most games will give you like a list of questions. This one's more like, nah, just ask a question. It gives you some parameters. There should be a question about the situation, and it should be information that in theory could be gleaned from the situation that you're in, right? So, for example, don't tell me like, oh, what is the killer's maiden's mother middle name? Nothing in the murder scene gives you that, but perhaps you could ask, what was the killer's mental state when he was doing this? And yeah, that could be a valid question. You know, and me as the GM, you're like, I'm like, fuck, I gotta make that up. But also, like, that could be valid information. It's like, oh, the killer was clearly enraged. You can see because of the way these wounds are or whatever, they were feeling these particular emotions. Very likely they were feeling these particular emotions. Stuff like that, right? I like that. I like that idea. It's pretty basic concept, pretty simple. Figure shit out. I am very much liking that the move names are the kind of move names that I would have informally given them anyway. Get shit done, fuck around and find out, figure shit out. And then it'll be have it out, will be the last one, but we'll see. Have it out. You know what's coming. We'll see. Have it out after these messages. We're back. Welcome in, folks. All right, we're going to have it out, folks. We're going to have it out. When you confront someone about a difficult subject, roll plus awkward. Just call me out directly next time, game. Just, ouch. Ouch. Oh, I realize what's missing. I haven't been wearing my ring. There we go. Now my hand feels complete. All right. Let's see. Have it out. So roll plus awkward for NPCs or plus love for PCs. Huh. On a 10 plus, hold 3. On a 7 to 9, hold 2. Spend your hold for select options from the list below. Options better for other characters and options that are better for NPCs. Better for other characters, we've got, let's see, for 1 hold, they get advantage on the next roll against you, or if they change their behavior in a way that you want, they mark XP. We're going to spend 2 hold. If they really consider my words, they mark XP. Or with 2 hold, if they really consider my words, you mark XP. So basically having it out is a way to influence and get some XP. Better for NPCs, 1 hold spend gives you advantage on your next roll against them, or they get sad, emotionally angry, whatever, and just go away for a bit. Ain't that the dream? Or for 2 hold, they really consider your words and they're more likely to change their behavior. That's unlikely. The 2 lists for this move denote which options are more useful against other characters and which are more useful against NPCs, but you can pick from either list. Just remember that NPCs can't mark XP or take advantage against you. This move doesn't change the rules that are already in place. Okay, so basically it's confrontation about a difficult subject. Most of those terms are up to interpretation. Confrontation here generally means explicitly and clearly stating your intent to have a discussion about the subject. Debate me, bro. Debate me. Is, I'm assuming, what they're trying to do here. The hold you spend gives you tools to move towards a solution, but they don't solve the problem outright. Interesting. So you don't resolve the issue with the roll, but you can kind of like influence. Again, interesting. I like that approach. And of course, there's more details here, but I'm not going to read every single word in this book. But I like that there's more nuance to, hey, there's the N word again, nuance. We've got it. Let's go back. Let's see here. And back scratch. Oh, there's still more moves. So next move, general move, back scratch. When you offer someone something to get something in return, roll plus awkward for NPCs. The GM should say whether or not you could get them to do it and what it may take to make that happen. On a hit, the GMs decide if they do it or if they make their feelings about you in the situation quite clear. If they don't do it, live and learn, mark XP. 7 to 9, the GM chooses they want something else in return. Again, there's a couple of hiccups that I'm like, they want else something, not something else in return. These are these are the kind of mistakes that I make. This is straight up pretty classic stuff, but definitely got missed during an editing pass, alas. They do it, but they're pissy about it. They want it done their way, or they won't give you everything you want. Pick 2 if it's a big ask. So this feels like basically like, hey, I'm going to do you a favor, you'll do me a favor. Cool. And again, just a lot more. I think that there's a decent amount of exploration. Like most Powered by the Apocalypse games that I've seen. Again, look, indie games, they don't have a lot of budget or time or energy, etc. So, but usually this would have been it. Just this little part here, the part in blue, would have been the whole thing. The fact that they then take the time to sort of explain everything, explain the reasoning, explain different ways of doing those roles and how to interpret them and different options and everything, speaks very well to them. Again, I'm not going to read the whole thing because we don't have that level of time here. Also, I'm not here to just read out the entire book, but I could be for a price. Yes, that's right, this sexy voice could be yours. Imagine me reading an audiobook, just getting distracted halfway through every other paragraph. Just leave it all in. You know what, that's it. I'm gonna do my own audiobook version of Words of Radiance, and it's going to be, Words of Radiance is like 40 hours of audio. Mine's gonna be like, 3 weeks of audio. The story itself will still be about 40 hours, but it's just everything else. Get up in their business is the next move. When you get involved with someone else's business, you can help or hinder. If you get involved, oh my God, folks, bear with, wait. Somebody's trying to get involved with my business. Baby girl, sweetheart, honey, do you want, come in. Oh my God, yes she does. She wants love. She wants love. All right, come on, baby girl. Come on, baby girl. Ah, you wanted this. You asked for this. It is yours. So much. She hates this so much. Oh my God, Dad, I hate this. I wanted love, not being picked up. Being picked up is the opposite of everything I've wanted in my life. I hate being picked up. Yep, I know you hate being picked up. Aw. You're still my sweet kitty. Okay. Look, there. Have some extra kibbles. Enjoy. All right, folks. There. That's it. Don't get worked up. Don't get worked up. You got a little bit of cat. You know. She's angry just like the rest of us. Like, yeah, no, she is. She has judged humanity and found us lacking. She'll continue to allow my presence because I give her the kibbles and the wet foods. I suggest, fellow humans, you start learning to do the same. I, for one, welcome our feline overlords. When you get involved with someone else's business, you can help or hinder one of the roles. Okay, so this is kind of assisting people. Say how you inject, assisting and also not assisting people. And you say what you do. On a hit, they roll with advantage or disadvantage. On a 7 to 9, something bad happens to them. You're also caught in the crossfire and you suffer it as though they did. This is simply you trying to help or hinder an OC. Cool. Get organized is its own move. Interesting. Get organized. Let's see. When you make a plan of attack, roll plus attention. Such devotion of time can't be spur of the moment, though it can be in a flashback, and it always has a cost. The GM will tell you what that cost is after hearing what you've planned. If someone's already used this for a given similar situation, no one else can. Plans are plans. They don't stack. All right, so 10 plus, hold 2, 7, 9, hold 1, 6 less, GM makes a move against you, as always, but you still hold 1. Interesting. Spend your hold 1 for 1 at any point to choose something from the list. Okay, so you make a plan, and you spend your holds 1 for 1 at any point to choose something from this list. You can apply your chosen benefit to anyone directly involved in your preparations as long as said prep could actually help them. They can bullshit their way around an obstacle or problem or come up with a solution that they pre-planned in flashback. They can describe how they avoid taking a status. They can ask a question about their immediate situation, anything their senses could tell them, or they can roll with advantage on the next roll. I'm gonna be honest, I fucking love this. Again, this game keeps giving me good stuff. Look, I may be celebrating from stuff that other Power by the Apocalypse games also do, but I'm not recognizing these moves from other games, right? And I really like this one. I've seen moves like this in other games, and for example, there's one that I wanna. I'm thinking, is it Bubble Gumshoe? No, Gumshoe maybe. No, actually yes, Gumshoe a little yes, because I'm thinking of Knights. Sorry, I'm kind of tangled up in my wires here. I just realized. Release. There we go. I'm thinking Knights Black Agents. I'm thinking Gumshoe too. It's like an investigative. It has its own system for investigation and whatnot, and planning, and Time Watch had this whole thing, but they actually used like time travel. But still, like mechanics like this were like, look, man, my character would have planned for this shit. I work at 7-Eleven, all right? I'm not a strategic master, but my character would have. So yeah, in this situation, I'm gonna go ahead and spend one of these holds from our earlier Get Organized roll to say, I brought the tools to dismantle X, Y, and Z because we planned for it. Yeah, I like mechanics like that let you just like, boom, make something like, no. My character actually would have been smart enough to plan for this, and here is the in-game mechanic for that. And I generally big fan of those. Final move, well, from the general, because then we get to the pain moves, which sounds like fun, pain moves. Harmonize. At the end of the session, decide if you and your mech are closer together or further apart. Base this off anything you like, but pay attention to how your character feels about their own body, their mech's body, their ability to accomplish things, their familiarity with their mech, and their own internal belief about themselves and the world. Ask for a scene with you and your mech if you like. Anyway, if you're further apart, take your sinew down by -1 and mark XP. If you're closer together, take it up by +1. If you suffered a connection move this if you suffered a connection move this session, you don't have to make this move if you don't want. Interesting. Harmonize a simple abstraction of how you and your mech are getting along. It's purposefully open-ended for you to tell the kind of story you want about that connection and to view it as either more of a literal, two beings sharing love and life, or more mechanical, your ability to function behind the wheel. And wherever you like on that spectrum, the move only cares that you go up or down with your sinew. The reasoning for it is entirely your own. So I'm assuming your sinew is kind of like your connection to your mech. Fascinating. All right, pain moves. What are pain moves? You're stuck in a world that hates you and is trying to kill you. The land, the cryptids, the fash, the cops. Cops love fash, of course. Throw in your own stupid brain and maybe, and just maybe, trying to find happiness into the mix. And it's kind of remarkable that you're still here at all. Good going, kid. Go you. You're still going to get hurt along the way, though. Here's how we deal with it. All right, so when you get hurt physically or emotionally, the GM will give you a status that ties with that function. Ties up with the fiction. Gotcha. All right, and the status is any kind of short-term move that only affects you. Statuses are scary. You can get rid of them by resolving them. Yep, no, that's it. Okay, cool. Check out. If you ever get 5 statuses... Oh, so those are your hit points. Statuses. Okay, cool. If you ever get 5 statuses at once, so this is how you go down, your character is out of the game. How that happens is up to you. Maybe they're dead, maybe they're in a coma, maybe they go apeshit at all their friends and stomp off into the desert, never to be seen again. Is that not the dream? You'll need to make a new character and have the other characters meet them in whatever shitberg town you end up in next. Once the status is resolved, it no longer affects you or counts towards the 5 statuses that would take you out of the game. This might be a little unrealistic when it comes to physical injuries, but this is a game that has you fighting forest gods in meat mechs. We're sure you can suspend your disbelief. And let's see, take a moment is a move. To resolve a status, okay, this is how you resolve. Okay, this is your healing, physical healing, emotional healing. And then you can do physical healing when you confess how you feel while someone helps you treat your injuries, roll plus guts. There's even sexual healing. Look at that. Wait, is there a specific mechanic for sexual healing? No, but they do mention that sexual healing is in fact. Wait. No, I should have actually read it. Unlike other moves, there are multiple triggers. Physical healing is for resolving injuries and other physical status. Emotional healing is for resolving emotional or mental statuses. And sexual healing is a 1982 hit by Marvin Gaye. It's also very good. It's a fucking bop. It's a fucking bop. Although my favorite cover of that song is, weirdly enough, oh boy, this one's gonna age me. Chat. Do any of you know the song Runaway Train Never Going Back, wrong way on a one-way track, feels like I should be getting somewhere, somehow I'm neither here nor there. It's a Soul Train, wasn't it? No, Soul. You know the song. So that band covers sexual healing. It's such a good cover. What's the name of that band? Why am I not remembering the name of that band? Chat, look it up. Look it up for me. I can't look it up right now. I'm thinking about sexual healing here. But cool. Okay, so this is how you do it. Then emotional healing. You confront the person who hurt you or find a shoulder to cry on. Okay, so there's a whole system for resolving emotional wounds and problem statuses. A lot of details about all this stuff. And shared Soul Asylum. That's the one. That's the one. Soul Asylum. Precisely. Thank you so much for that. All right, statuses. Ah, here we go. So this is actually not that different from what I have for my game, I guess, and not that different from most Power of the Apocalypse games, where wounds and stuff. Although mine is a little bit more sort of generic, like just injury levels. But there are like physical statuses. There are mental statuses. They usually will have some kind of effect. Here's a bunch of sample ones: so exhausted, gut shot, wound to the guts, parasite, blood sneezers. You're coughing and sneezing up blood because of internal injury. Tremors and dead skin. Starving. Organ theft. Organ theft? Well, shit. Dr. Shakes Hayes, meat surgeon extraordinaire, done took your pancreas. Or something pancreas like you had burbling around in there, who knows. You're dazed and stumbling. Roll to get shit done before you try to do much of anything unless you can go really, really slow and careful. Also, you might need to find a replacement pancreas. Do you know a pancreas guy? I love it. I love it. Okay, the book has some spice to it. Has some chaos. Is this the same character? I feel like we're getting. Yeah, I think these are the same characters. Okay, yeah. So this is right. This is the same. Yeah. So this person, right? This person got into a fight with what I can only assume is a fascist. The vibes fit. Fucked around and found out. And then we'll see a story. And then you know what? Here, their friend or lover, given with this game. Hey, you're okay. Good work. No worries, whatever. And then they took a punch for this, right? Maybe they got in, they got hurt. Maybe this is why they're bashing the fash here, because they're helping out their friend. And then then it's the same person who is now not doing well, So we got emotional statuses: furious, pining, pissy, anxiety, guilt, heartbreak, possessed, out of spoons, distracted, brain freeze. This is cool. I like this. Heart moves. Okay, so this is one of those things that in the past has made me bounce off of Powered by the Apocalypse games, right? I feel weird sometimes about mechanics that are meant to gamify attraction, both romantic and sexual. It is just something in me, and I know it's personal to me. A lot of folks will love playing out relationships and stuff, and I don't find it. I've played out plenty of relationships in games myself. But there's something about gamifying them, like, right, being able to, like, I did X and therefore I gain X amount, Y amount of connection points to you. Depends very much on what the game does with them, right? Depends very much on what the game does with those connections. I've seen, the thing is, I think my problem is that I've seen some Powered by the Apocalypse games where there are mechanics that to me feel manipulative, in the sense of, I don't think there's a problem with Powered by the Apocalypse specifically, but given the way these abilities work, I've had a few folks basically do moves that are like, okay, so my character does X, Y, or Z to yours, around yours, for yours, whatever. That I roll, I got a 10 plus or whatever. So now I gain 2 connections, 2 strings, 2 blots, 2 whatever, 2 connection points from me to you. And then the game mechanics say, like, oh, I can cash in those connection points that I have to you to influence your character's actions. And meanwhile, you'll note that throughout all of this, my character has had nothing, has had no involvement here other than being a target, right? And while I understand that the certain game mechanics can make sense that way, and that Look, for those of you who are new, I have this is a personal squick of mine. Anything that implies mental control, emotional control, manipulation. I'm not saying those things don't exist, or that they can't be kind of played out at the table. On the contrary, but I feel weird about mechanics, that feel like they're encouraging it. I'm not saying Meatpunks is doing that. Just giving some little bit of preamble before I get to the heart moves and why moves like this in the past, in previous Power by the Apocalypse games, have sort of filled me with a worry and concerns. So let's see what heart moves are and what they do. Heart moves. The first one is catching feelings. Catch feelings. When your character gets a crush on another character, always your choice, declare out of character that you've caught feelings for them. Of course, declaring it in character is great dramatic grist, but you don't have to. You roll with advantage on any move involving them. If they reject you, take an emotional status. You can't have feelings for more than one character at once, and crushes can be sexual, romantic. Oh, you can. Sorry, you can have feelings for more than one character at once, and crushes can be sexual, romantic, or an intense friendship. If you get rejected and take an emotional status, feel free to interpret that broadly. You can come away from rejection feeling good and positive in some cases, but it can still be an off feeling, some sort of awkwardness. Encourage just as many solid wrap-ups as crushing defeats. Disappointment is always disappointment. It doesn't need to be painful, but you know, a shit's good raw bloody story meat if it is. Okay. So basically I get to declare that I have a crush on whoever I want to declare it on. That gives me advantage on any move involving them. You see my concern. That said, moves that are, and we'll see what these are, moves that are like, okay, here's my concern. That's any move that involves them. So if I want to, for whatever reason, I have to have it out with somebody, I have a crush on them, right? They don't, and that's for this situation, they have no crush on me. They haven't rejected me. You know, we'll say it's not that, but I don't share the crush. Period. Right? Because they have a crush on me, they have advantage in all rolls involving me. So when they roll to confront something, they have an advantage over me in this roll because of their crush, which is at this point one-sided and has nothing to do. You see what I mean? See that's one, and I'm not necessarily calling it out 100% for this game specifically. This is something that I've seen in other Powered by the Apocalypse games, and every time it rubs me a little bit wrong. While doing something like having a crush on somebody can be inspirational, can be motivational. I can see being able, and I've seen other games do it. Like games, will have like some kind of merit or power or skill or whatever it is the game gives you. That's called like true love or marriage or whatever. That gives you some kind of bonus that you can draw strength from that. Yeah, it should be opposite. I have a crush on you, you have advantage on me. Exactly. Wrong direction of advantage. Precisely, Phoenix. Like, me having a crush on you should not give me an advantage over you. It should give you, if anything, an advantage over me. So, like, I think very much, were I to run this, we'll see how the system goes. Maybe that would absolutely break it, but I don't think it would. But if I think, and I can see that people saying, oh, well, in that case, why would I ever declare that I'm catching feelings for somebody if the other person, if I'm giving the other person benefits over me? I'm like, well, first of all, fuck you, because you're getting benefits over the other person, so that's kind of a manipulative dick move. But also, you claim to be all about the drama, right? So, hey, that's pretty dramatic. Now your character is more vulnerable. You declared this. Now there's drama. Play it out, motherfucker. Just saying. So I think personally, if I were to ever run this, my immediate instinct is to reverse this ruling, reverse this rule, and make it so that if I catch feelings for somebody, they have advantage on rolls involving me because I am now putty in their hands, right? I mean, I don't know about how you folks have done crushes in the past, but I'll tell you right away. The crushes I've had in my past have had me simping hard. Ooh. Oh, I've been at the simp mines for longer than you kids have been alive. So take it to the next level. This one worries me. Let's see. At the end of a session, if you and another player character both agree your relationship has transcended a new boundary, you each take +1 love with each other. Cool. No problem. Yeah, both agree. Can be platonic, romantic, sexual, or any kind of other kind of love for one another. This is completely up to interpretation. Unlike with Drift Apart, this is consensual, two-sided agreement. If one of you feels a relationship has evolved, but the other one doesn't, no dice. It has to be enthusiastic. So this one is on the contrary. This is like, all right, cool, all about enthusiastic consent at all times, which is how it should be. Remember, you can't go higher than +3 love. Your relation can still transcend all kinds of cool-ass boundaries, but mechanically, this is all you get. Okay, cool. So basically, it just bumps up your plus love stat with that person, which I guess we'll hopefully see explained at some point soon how exactly that works. I do worry a little again, mechanically managing emotional connections, always fraught. Drift Apart. At the end of a session, if you believe your relationship with someone has suffered, you can choose to lower your love for them by 1. Mark XP and get advantage on your next roll against them. Cool. Kind of. It's the advantage on your next roll against... Like, if it was... I guess this is a failing or just a system thing with Power by the Apocalypse, but if there was a way to sort of tie this down to, like... And you get advantage on your next roll to defend against them, you know, or like something like that. But again, why? No, well, I can see why lowering my love for somebody else might give me a manipulation advantage on them. I guess that's really cynical, actually, but I guess that's a valid thing. I don't mind it in this case so much, even though it is still the same kind of thing. But it is, since it's drifting apart, it's like, yeah, I would. I think I would add a sort of like, with the storyteller's permission kind of caveat. Like, I don't know why us drifting apart would necessarily give me advantage on all rolls against you. Coming in late as always, afraid this, but you're hoping this is a gunslinger class called the Meat Slinger. You know, I wish. I haven't seen it yet. We've got, look, what are the classes? The Airway, the Bright Child, the Emblem, the Fire Breather, maybe, the Honey Artist, the Meat Shifter, the Untethered, and the Weird of the Wisp. I'll see, hopefully. So no Meat Slinger officially, but, afraid this, buddy, old friend, old pal. Look at these things. Look at that. That's a meat mech. We have a whole the bone machine making a mech out of meat. Because in this world, we don't have a lot of metal to go for. So you make mechs out of meat. I'm looking forward to that. Get in the goddamn Ava, Shinji. Get in the goddamn Ava. But before we do that, you know what's coming up? You know how we're going to celebrate your arrival at the stream, afraid this? We're going to ads. All right, as should be all over. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. All right, let's see here what we've got. By the way, folks who've been here for a while, thank you as always for hanging out in chat. Very much appreciated. For those of you who are only now finding me for the first time, those are my socials. Go ahead and follow me on the internets. In this dark world we have stepped into, you need the light that only I can bring. Please follow me on the socials so you can get a little bit of that in your life. Meanwhile, we'll get back to this book because I read a little bit. I had read ahead. I know. I should have waited. I'm sorry. I know it's very important to you that we see things together for the first time, but I couldn't help myself. Here's the thing. I'm going to first of all kind of bump this up a bit. There we go. Just bump that up a little bit, so you might get a little bit of music in the background there, because I've got some metal going. I've had some metal going all stream long, and I don't think you guys have heard it. It's been very low in the background. I bumped it up a little bit, but you might get hints of it there. The other thing is that well, you know what? Let's just get back to it. Let's get back to the game, shall we, folks? Because I pre-read. I couldn't help myself. I got distracted while the ads were happening, and I pre-read. I kind of liked what I saw, so I stopped. The whole point of this story, dear viewers, dear beautiful beloved viewers, and by the way, those of you who came in late, you missed that entire half hour of just me ranting and just going full commie on this stream. So now you know. Now you know. Next time you got to show up, and if you want to show up for the full, call them fascists, call them Nazis, full on rant, you got to show up on time. You got to show up on time. Otherwise, now we're just here in the game, which is still Extreme Meatpunks Forever. By the way, love that cover. Very again, be gay, pilot mechs, kill Nazis. You see it down there. We've got a vibe. We on a day like today, we have chosen this book very specifically, and we're not getting very far, right? We are 2 hours in. We've got one more hour to go before I do my usual calling it for the day. And rent hour starts promptly at the beginning of streams, precisely, my friend, precisely. So I have a feeling during this we'll probably get partway through creating characters, and then we'll probably reach the end of the stream. We've got so much more of this book to go through, so it's probably gonna be, look, man, it's gonna be Extreme Meatpunks forever now, or at the very least for the rest of this week, I suspect. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, this move, the Scar move, interesting move. It sort of allows you to basically say, like, you know what, that sucked. In fact, I think that really sucked. Let's talk about it. So basically, it is when someone, be it an NPC or another character, hurts your feelings or stresses you out, tell the GM it's worse than it seemed and work with them to figure out how, or that man, book, game, I'm trying to use you. It's a shining example of, look at this, it's an indie game, but it's also hardcover and beautiful and production values and all that stuff. Hey, Corganism, welcome in. You do got to get more punctual. It's true. If you want the anti-capitalist ranting, look, while I do like to sprinkle a little bit here on the streams, here, there, you know, just a little touch. Just a little touch of the anti-capitalism. But honestly, usually when I start in is when I'm like full on fuck the system mode. May work back up to it, depending on the game, if the game inspires us. But anyway, scars. Anyway, Organism, welcome into the chat. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in ages, but I do recognize the username, so welcome back, friend. Welcome back. Let's see. But always welcome whenever you get here. True, exactly. That said, late is still better than never. I sincerely appreciate you hanging out whenever you do get here, and of course, should you need an anti-capitalist rant from me, please go ahead and ask for it in chat. I'll see what I can do. The Scar move lets you tell the GM, yo, that shit sucked, but no, really, make it suck harder, which is not the type of move that you see very often in tabletop RPGs. You don't usually see an option to go like, you know, when bad things happen to your character, one of the things you can do about it is tell the GM to just go ahead and twist the knife a little bit more. So I do kind of like that. I actually just, okay, the concept alone, getting a while for me. Just the concept alone. I like the idea of a game. I mean, look, games do have options, right? The games have like a way to like offer kind of a devil's bargain, but it's usually from the other way around. It's usually like, hey GM, here are things you can do. Offer XP, or offer a fate point, or do some kind of devil's bargain. Felix, welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Felix, was it Felix the 7th or Felix V? Which one do you prefer? Feel free. Felix SVLI. All right, I'm just going to call it Felix or Felix. I can do it in Spanish. Felix, if you prefer. Anyway, welcome in, friend. But yeah, this is not something I see very often in a lot of tabletop RPG. Just Felix? Okay, cool. Excellent. Just or Felix. Now I'm confused. I confused myself. Should I pronounce it in English or in Spanish? Felix or Felix? I could do either. But I've managed to confuse myself. So until told otherwise, I will just flip randomly between them, and I apologize for that. That's a me problem. But yeah, I like this book. I like this idea of just telling the GM, no, GM, please, hurt me, Daddy, hurt me more. But when that happens, okay, so you work with your GM to figure out how to progress the scene in a way that will make that true, that'll make it hurt more. Twist the knife. Take an emotional or mental status, so you effectively take brain hurts. This is the kind of top-notch tabletop RPG commentary that you tune into, folks. Welcome in. I'm Brazilian, but you can do it the way you feel better. Oh, okay. So I'm guessing more of a Spanish kind of pronunciation, right? Felix, more like a Felix pronunciation. So yeah, cool. Yeah, Brazilian, but yeah, okay, no, got it. All right, cool. Anyway, welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Thanks so much. Hang out. We're just just in case you're here, we are looking at Extreme Meatpunks Forever, the role-playing game, an indie tabletop RPG with the tagline "Be gay, pilot mechs, kill Nazis," and hopefully it lives up to that. So we're looking at the systems right now. We still haven't looked at the character types. We're gonna get through those very soon. We've looked at the systems. They're powered by the Apocalypse game. If anybody on chat doesn't know what powered by the Apocalypse games mean, go ahead and ask, and I'll go into it. Otherwise, we kind of already talked about it on stream. It's one of my favorite recent releases, but you're picking up that even the format is punk. It makes no apologies for its own chaos. Exactly. No. Look, true. How can I put this? There's a few. I've found a few sort of like grammar mistakes, which there's punk, but you can still have the good grammar and be punk. But they're just minor, like it's editing stuff. It's editing stuff that was missed, and it is annoying when I keep finding, because I found like 3 of them so far, and we're like 20 pages in, and this is like a 240 page, and this is some really core stuff. So it does kind of give me a little bit of come on guys, it needed one more editing pass for some of the grammar stuff. That's it. So close. That said, again, I also did pick this game, and thanks, Felix, for pointing it out. So I picked this game. I've had this for a little while. It's a relatively recent release, but it's still a couple of years out. And I picked it specifically. Look, if anybody in chat is not aware, America, election, etc. I had two directions I could go into. I could either go the, let's get cozy with it, and I have a hardcover Wander Home that I eventually do want to get to, but I was like, or we can get a little angry with it, and that's kind of where we're going with today and tomorrow. We're not. This stream is only going to go for about another hour at most. We're not getting through this book in an hour. We've spent 2 hours and we're 20 pages in. This is what, for those new to the stream, this is me. It takes me hours to get through. Anywhere from 3 to 10 pages on average. This is it. This is my niche. Welcome in. Scar. So, in fact, look, all this time, what are we? We're like 20 minutes, we're like 10 minutes into past the ad break. This is how much we've read. This is it. I blame me. But anyway, thanks for the follow, Felix, by the way. I really do need to set up an animation. It does show up, where is it? There we go, around there. So, hey, you are being featured now. But I do need to set up a little animation. I used to have those, and then I turned them off. I need to turn them back on. But hey, I'll give you this. I'll give you this. I will give you.
Curse you all!
There we go. That's my appreciation for the follow. Thanks again. So let's see what you can get. Right? You told the GM, make it hurt me more. What do you get in return? Right? What's the point to this move? Well, let's see. Says here, you know what they're capable of. Right, so take an emotional mental status and choose one from the list below. You know what they're capable of and how they think, and you'll be prepared next time. You get advantage on our next roll against them. You know what they're capable of and how they think, and you have a realization. Ask the GM for NPCs or their players' OCs, anything about them, anything at all, and it doesn't have to be something you could learn from immediate surroundings like would figure shit out. Interesting. Or you understand more about the world around you and what you need to do to survive. You get advantage on your next roll that involves similar circumstances. I like that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Felix. Insanely appreciated. Thanks so much. Big thanks for that. I like being considered fun. I too am a connoisseur of fun. Thanks so much, friend. I like this. I like this concept. I like this idea of the scar and being able to go to your GM and say, you know what, make it hurt. Make it hurt. In exchange, I get this. But it comes, like I said, it is interesting because I've only ever seen this kind of move in other tabletop RPGs from the other direction, right? I've only ever really seen this kind of move coming from the GM. Like, I'm going to offer you extra. I'm going to offer you advantage in your next roll, or a fate point, or a whatever the game can give you, in exchange for something bad or a complication or whatever. This allows the player, it gives the player the impetus on that, and I kind of dig that. I really dig that it's a player move and not a GM move. That's interesting. All right, we're not gonna read every page in the book. We'll be here all night, but let's talk about the crews. A crew is a gang of people united under a cause. It doesn't matter if that cause is we serve Claritor the Destroyer, or I'm hungry. What if a bunch of us strangers burned down Oscar's chili bucket and ate like kings, aka kind of the Luffy option. Oh, hey, that's an idea. A One Piece game, One Piece inspired game in the world of Extreme Meatpunks Forever. I kind of dig that, honestly. First of all, quick sidebar, by the way, folks, on the stream and around the world, just a little bit of advice that I'm going to give you, because given the world we've walked into after everything, if I could say one thing, I would say try to live a life that wouldn't get your ass absolutely handed to you by Monkey D. Luffy. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Crews, gang of people, united under a cause. They have a vision or a goal or some common thread, small or large. Consider it a crew proper if it's at least 5 or 6 people with no upward limit. A suggested format is crew subtype, where subtype is just a descriptor to give the crew flavor. Think crew soldiers or crew baseball team or crew nasty cryptids. To make a crew, just give them a subtype, a rough estimate for how many there are there, and what their united goal is. And recall, it's okay for them to have a united goal, but still be very, very disorganized. A crew, unruly mob, whose goal is destroy Bucket Town, may take forever because they're all over the place in small splinter groups, doing their own thing, but still working for the common ideal. Hell, they may not even realize they're working together. There's a lot of folks in the crew, and you make the move to fuck around and find out against them by yourself. The GM may have you roll with disadvantage. If you also have a crew, you only roll disadvantage if they have at least double your number. Cool. Oh, and more. Okay, so I guess this is our crew. These are the ones we're going to be following, because we've already seen, I guess it's Hisei A. Rosier and Adira. We have yet to meet Eggbug and Princess Grace, but I'm guessing we'll probably meet them. Oh, there we go. That less shine, more art. I do particularly like to feature the art in games when we see it, because the artists are wizards. Again, those of you who've been with the Uncivilized and Cinematic Universe for long enough have heard me say this, so let me just repeat it. Artists are wizard. Art is magic and witchcraft. I will never. I don't know how it works. It is The processes that create things like this are mysterious and inscrutable to me. I will never. I know on a conceptual level, right up here, right? I know that art, and drawing, painting, art skills can be taught and learned and practiced. Nobody comes out the womb drawing shit like this. Understood, accepted. You are correct. You're technically correct, the best kind of correct. But it is also true that I, Uncivilized Dan of Twitch TV Uncivilized Dan, and here are my socials again for anybody that hasn't seen them in a while. I will never, no, this isn't in me. Appreciation for this, deep envy, and of course a spiritual, almost supernatural sense of awe and fear at the ability of artists and people who draw to produce art. Jesus, fuck, what? This literally makes no sense to me. How do these meat fingers, all right, how do we, am I a meat punk? Are you meat punks? Is that it? Are artists, I think artists are meat punks. I mean, aren't we all, in a real sense, praise artists? Very true, Corganism. Always praise and fear and revere in worshipful awe artists. But also, aren't we all, at our core, deep inside, just ghosts piloting a meat mech that we don't know how to exit? Isn't that really what we are deep inside? I think we are. I think you all know it. I think you all know it. All right, cool. So let's go into part 3. Let's be meat punks. How to create characters. I'm a big fan of that. Themes. Yes, we have themes. Creating characters. Felix, creating characters. Now we arrive at the fun part. And yes, the art is beautiful. Probably digital art with drawing tables. Still really impressive. Yeah, no, I'm guessing it's almost certainly digital art. I mean, that's most art these days. I feel like at least most online art is gonna be digital art. I have nothing against that. I don't care for AI art. I think there are uses for it, but I don't want it in my games personally. But that's a whole separate discussion. And yeah, Ghosts in the Flesh Machine. Exactly. All right, creating characters. Yes, Felix. It's like this is, well, a lot of people. I usually like, here's my quick explanation. I usually like to spend a little bit of time with the system that we just looked at. Again, it's powered by the Apocalypse, so nothing too different from standard Powered by the Apocalypse games. But I did like some of the stuff we saw, like these pain moves and the little bit here about the scar. We like that. But I like looking at the system first before looking at the types of things, the types of characters that we can create, because once I understand the basics of the system, then I can better judge, okay, so what can these characters actually do in the game? Because sometimes you'll run across the characters and like, oh, this character is the ultimate combat monster, whatever, within the world, and then you look at the description like, oh, that sounds cool. You gave me a really cool description. And you look at their their move list and whatever, and you're like, okay, these sound cool. I don't know what they do, but they sound cool. And then you actually get to play, and it turns out that none of the mechanics actually uphold the fiction, right? Your supposed super badass character is actually, all their moves are about emotions and manipulation. And it's not what you expected. You didn't, and it's not that that's necessarily bad game design, that, oh, that character's been done wrong, or you should have picked better and you should have read more. It's more like, well, how was I supposed to know? How was I supposed to know that I never knew what the system was like? I just fell in love with this one thing. And I've had my disillusions with systems where I fall in love with a character type, and then the system just does not uphold the class fantasy of it at all. So now my preference is, let me get the system first. Let me just get a feel just for the system, just so I can at least have a vibe level check on the character class and go like, okay, those mechanics work. You're telling me that this character class is a tank, and these mechanics certainly make them look tank-like. That's basically my reasoning, and I like that this game did that as well. So now, Finally, we go into creating characters. Catching up on chat real quick. Is it better to look at the system first to create a character? Believe D&D you already, yeah, exactly. And at least with Power of the Brothers, there's a depth of cultural knowledge. True. And like I said, I've bounced off of PBTA before. I've got a history with PBTA. I don't know if you're aware of the story. I will tell it if you want. If not, I'm not gonna go on that rant right now. But I've gotten a lot better. And I have a much better understanding of what PBTA is now. And yeah, exactly. And you are correct. The point is that you are correct. Once you kind of start grokking PBTA, it is nice that there are so many PBTA. Yeah, you remember it coming up on the podcast. Okay, so you're aware. But once you kind of grok it, it is like, because there are so many other games and so much talk about it, there's a lot for you to draw on, and there's a lot of other people that play it. It is one of the things that kind of D&D kind of also has going for it, and some of the other bigger systems, that there is enough of a player base that there is a sort of shared group wisdom that comes with that, right? You can post out onto, one of your social medias a question about D&D rules, and be fairly certain that there are enough people out there that are all about the rules that they'll give you some information. And with PBTA, there is enough, at least within the tabletop RPG group, that it's like, there is that cultural thing from it. So no. And there are also just ideas from the system that I've gone, and I sincerely appreciate the fact that it gave birth in a way to so many other games that have just kind of taken the basic concept and run with it, like Blaze in the Dark, which have then, like, from there on, like, there are now games based on Powered by the Dark and all that stuff, or Forged in the Dark, I believe, is a Blaze in the Dark, Forged in the Dark games, stuff like that. Anyway, it's amazing. It just took me a while because our first exposure to PBTA was so disastrous. Let's get in here before I lose Felix, because you want to see the characters we can make. So these are the playbooks. Pass out the playbook sheets. Yada yada yada. Your stats are attention, chill, awkward, guts, and love. Attention, chill, awkward, guts, and love. Okay, so I'm maxing out awkward. That's just me. But you do you. Okay. So quick explanation of the stats. Good, because we hadn't seen this before. So let's see what our stats are in this game. Attention represents your perception, alertness, capacity to notice things, your attention to detail. You roll that when you try to figure shit out or get organized. Okay, chill represents your ability to keep calm, focus, not freak out, and stay mentally present. You'll roll that when you try to get shit done, blah, blah, blah. Awkward represents how you interact with other people, usually in tense situations, and how comforting, tactful, and present you can be around others. You roll that when you try to have it out, backstretch, or receive emotional healing, in addition to some playbook moves, okay? Guts represents your outward physical capabilities, strength, energy, and means of violence. You roll that when you fuck around and find out or receive physical healing, in addition to some playbook moves. No one stat is more important than the other. You have 4 numbers, okay? Yeah, so pretty standard PBTA, ranges +3, below -2. Then love is its own unique thing. Love is a representation of the relationship you have with another character, always a fellow player. Instead of one love stat, you'll have one with each other player. Okay, so your love is kind of like your connection with the other characters. Interesting. I'm nervous about this one. Let's see. The other player will also have a love stat for your relationship. Thus, it's possible one of you is getting more out of it or is having a worse off time than the other, which, yeah, happens. A higher number means the relationship is generally positive, but not necessarily perfect. And a lower number means the relationship is generally not that great, but may have its bright spots. Complexity and nuance. That's the real N-word again. Nuance exists in all relationships, but they use this. But it uses a general guideline. You roll that when you have it out with a player instead of an NPC, get up in their business, or in some cases a playbook move may use it. Unlike the other 4 stats, love will fluctuate over time as the relationship evolves and is often tied to the character's moods. Take it to the next level and drift apart are the moves that change your love. Unlike other stats, love can sink down to -3. Interesting. So, and then there's your gear section, blah, blah, blah. That's pretty standard. Improvement, XP. Okay, this is all pretty straightforward Power Play Podcast. But I want to focus just for a moment before we actually see the character classes on this love stat. So this one modifies. This one is per character. So let's say we've got. You know what? Let's go. Okay. So we've got a couple of different things. We're gonna have some visual aids. So we've got fancy electronic light up die, and that's you. That's you. Look at you. We've got this little fancy electronic light up die container, and then we've got my small little weed grinder, because I am a filthy stoner, right? You have a love stat for both of these people. In fact, we're going to continue using visual aids here, right? And I'm gonna see here, are all the coins in here? No, there's an extra one here. Okay, cool. So you have one love, let's counter one love between you and actually no, two love, not one love. This doesn't smoke weed. I smoke weed. One love between you and the put me down for max chill, by the way. Greater awkward number, actually better for, right? It does sound like that way. Like the higher your awkwardness, the better you are, which is not how it works in my life. Let me tell you that much. So you got one love for your weed grinder, but you live here. You got three love, right? For your connection here. But then these two, they're okay with you, so each of them has one love towards you, and they have no love for each other. They don't know each other. You know what? There's a vape pen between them, so they're not even aware of each other. Now, with this in mind, these are the stats. What happens with the system? Well, it says love. We're going to do it for having it out and getting up in their business, and then take it to the next level and drift apart. But having it out and getting up in their business are the two that will be affected by these numbers. So in have it out, right? You are rolling plus love for PCs. And so that means that if I am rolling to have it out with you, I am rolling at a +1 with the weed grinder. But if I'm going to have it out with my little container box, I'm rolling with plus love at +3. So I have a higher chance to get one of these results here, the OC one specifically, because we're assuming these are OCs, right? So that means, interesting. Okay, so that means because I have more dice, and then I get to choose that either one hole, they get advantage on their next roll. Okay, so that's cool, right? Because I have more love for them. So that makes it more, that gives me the resources to let them effectively have advantage of the next roll against me. We're having it out, and yeah, you have this, because I have more connection, you have more control. That makes sense. That one makes sense to me. So that interaction, cool. If they change their behavior in a way you want, they mark it. So again, kind of manipulation, but you have enough hits, you have enough holds, because you have more dice, you have more chances to get more holds, to basically, if they do what they want, they get XP. So they don't have to, you're not controlling them, but you are encouraging them, right? Or you can do the big spends, the 2-hold spends, and go, if they really consider my words, they mark XP, or if they really consider my words, you mark XP. Right? So asymmetrical relations, great for drama, harder in meat space, definitely. Trust me on that. But yeah, you weren't here for the so. Let's do another quick sidebar. This dice, first of all, disclaimer. I backed these on Kickstarter like 5 years ago. And they took forever to finally start delivering it. They had lots of tech issues. It took a while. I know exactly how much tech is inside each one of these dice. It's a lot. They are Bluetooth. They are Bluetooth dice. But yes, so with that in mind, this was years ago. I no longer make the kind of money that can afford these things. But since this was a Kickstarter, I paid this money 5 years ago. So it's done. In the real world now, I would no longer be able to afford these. I do have a full set incoming that I paid for half a decade ago. So please don't hold it against me. Anyway, the name of them is called Pixels. They're Pixels dice. If you look at them online, look for them online, you'll find them. And they are full on. They have Bluetooth. Do I still have my phone with me? Yes, wait. Before I dox myself, let me just open the app here. There we go. Okay, so you see how it flashed blue? Because it just fucking connected by a Bluetooth to my phone. Look at this, roll it, and then that's a 6. That's a 6. It lights up. Roll it. That's an 8. 8. See, it actually communicates, and if you roll an at 1, oh no, flash of red, nat 1. If you roll an at 20, whoo, rainbow celebration, nat 20. Sorcery, right? And this stuff, Organism, this stuff actually can sync with like online services like Roll20 and D&D Beyond and stuff. So you would be able to like play online games, online tabletop games, and roll real dice, but have those results automatically be reported to your virtual tabletop. It's cool stuff. It's cool stuff. And of course, all these light patterns are programmable and whatnot. It's very cool. Very cool. Oh, ads are happening. Sorry. Ads. I lost track. I'll be right back. Organism, that is in fact one high-tech augmented reality math rock, and like I said, if you look them up, look, I have one full, D4, D6, D8, D10, D20, D12 dice set incoming from these people, because when I backed it on Kickstarter, I got like one full dice set and then an extra D20. They shipped because they got them first, because those were the ones I made the most of course. And so since these were already done, and I think the color one that I got also had some shortages, and then of course COVID and blah 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 blah. Point is, it's been like 6 years, 5 to 6 years. Anyway, they sent this one first. I don't have once I have the full set, I'll probably show them off on stream again. But even the one die, again, Pixels dice, look them up. It's like, this one thing alone is like $60. It's ridiculously as cool as they are. Holy shit. And when in my defense, when I backed them on Kickstarter originally, I think it was like $150 or less. Still way too much fucking money to spend on dice, fancy and electronic or not. But at the time, I had a lot more money. Didn't care. I could, at the time, I could very much afford it. Even that price, now I probably wouldn't spend. But also, that's not the price anymore, friends. Holy shit! I think they had no idea how difficult these were to manufacture. So the final manufacturing price for I think a full set, like in D4 through D20 set, it's like $300, I think. Again, a single one of these is $60. That's the full price. I think they're on pre-order, so there's a little bit of a discount, but it's crazy expensive. So I cannot in good conscience, as cool as they are, and I'll show them off because I'm gonna have them. And hey, sure, content. Hey, but I cannot. As cool as they are, I cannot in good conscience tell anybody unless you really have that much money to spend. And in which case, sure, go ahead. But also, would you mind subscribing real quick? I'll take $5 of those dollars. Thank you very much if that's the case. If you can afford these, but if you can, they're really cool. They're really cool. But it is very much Kickstarter treasure. Yeah, again, 5 to 6 years ago, I threw some money at these people, and in their defense, they fucking delivered. It is beautiful and it works perfectly. But holy shit. I for one, my personal circumstances have definitely not flowed in the direction of, and now I get to buy more of these. It's more like, oh boy, you got real lucky back then, didn't I? So anyway, okay, cool. So I was worried because we did see a move, and Felix, I'm sorry if you're still on chat. Hopefully you are. I haven't lost you. I know we haven't looked at the characters yet, and we're about to end. We're like 20 minutes away from the end. This is how I do. But that means that next stream, which is tomorrow, and I'm gonna just go ahead and kick you all with the schedule, my usual schedule, on the chat there. That means tomorrow we're gonna basically be spending all stream talking about the character classes. So if you come back tomorrow, that's there for you. But I was specifically worried about which move was it? Does it have it out? No. Was it? Or am I thinking of a different mechanic? Because there's plus love, and then there was one that gave you like advantage against the other person, but that's separate from love. Yeah, that's separate from love. So I think I'm actually okay with these. I'm less worried about them before. It felt like the asymmetric nature of it was balanced wrong at first blush. I felt like it was going to be the kind of thing where like me having feelings for you gives me power over you, and again that's what I want to avoid. So, but no, it sounds like I was worried for nothing. So good waste of time diversion there. You know what? I think I earned myself a. Be right back, folks. Just putting away my visual aids. All right, so let's finally look at our character classes, folks. With 15 minutes left to go on the stream. We will be ending at 5 p.m. Eastern, as usual. I do have plans. Folks, big news, the biggest news you've heard all week. I know there were some recent events that may have affected some people's disposition, certainly affected mine. But the biggest news of all is that in about a little over a month, let's call it mid-December. Starting around mid-December, possibly just at the beginning of next year. So we could even push it all the way to January. But starting around those dates, barring any surprises, I'm gonna be doing a lot more of this. I'm gonna be doing a lot of streaming. Right now, I'm only doing like these little 3-hour streams once a few like four days a week. After that, starting next month, I'm gonna have a lot more availability. This is mostly a good thing. So look forward to that. My schedule will adjust accordingly. Also, one last thing before we get into this, let me just get through my spiels because I gotta get used to this stuff. One last thing, you could stop this from happening. You, viewer, you have the power. You have the power and the strength within you to keep these streams from happening by keeping me busy. How? How would you keep me busy? Well, here's the thing. Chat, the bot just told you what I do. I offer games. I run the tabletop RPGs, and I'm willing to do that for you for money. So if were you and at least 2 or 3 of your other friends, so I have enough players for it, to sign up for one of those games listed, and I will have more games listed over the next few months. Those times that I'm running games, I'm not going to be here streaming. So again, it is within your power. You have the power, dear viewer, to prevent these streams from happening. Dare you exercise that power? I don't know. We'll see. I'm concerned. Hey, let's look at the character classes, our playbooks. So the first playbook is the Airwave, and the Airwave, we've got a name, right? Valencia Vulpecula. Valencia Vulpecula, the Airwave. All right. Let's see. Look at you. How can they not? You are out there and you don't care who sees it. Your outside is a reflection of your inside, which is brimming with good gay energy. It's like reflex, how you just channel that, how you display it. Like flexing a muscle or breathing. Love. Choose another OC. They're totally into your aesthetic. Take a +3 love with them, and the two of you describe your relationship. Choose another OC. They just don't really pay attention. Take -2 love with them, and the two of you describe your relationship. For any other OCs, take +1 love with them. Everyone has potential. Your gear. During a mission, you can carry 4 things on your person. Anytime you like during the mission, name one of those things and introduce it to the scene to help you solve a problem. But you know what? I generally, I'm a fan of gear systems like this. Big fan of those that let you just kind of like be flexible with it. Big fan. So let's see. The first of the 4 pieces of gear you reveal during a mission must relate to you in a way that would identify it as yours to outsiders. This may not matter, but maybe it might one day. I dig that. I love that. I like that. I like that. Moves. Okay, so what are your moves as the Airwave? Pardon had a work meeting and then other things. Hey, Potato, welcome in, friend. No worries. I mean, you are here for the very last dregs of the stream, right? We're like 10 minutes away from the end of the stream, but I do not judge. I do not judge. We welcome all at all times. You did miss some good old ranting, communist ranting. Not about communism, just as a communist ranting. But hey, welcome in, friend. These next 10 minutes are dedicated to you. So our moves as the Airwave, and by the way, friend, we are Extreme Meatpunks Forever, which is what we're going to be looking at the rest of this week, frankly. The Airwave has a few moves powered by the Apocalypse. The first move is color and light and noise. Whenever you have the contents of whenever you bear the contents of your soul through performance or artistry, say what your heart really wants to say. Roll plus awkward. On a 10+, name someone or a few someones in the crowd who hear you and act in your favor. On a 7 through 9, name someone in the crowd who acts on your behalf but mostly causes trouble. On a miss, no one's feeling you, and they won't until your heart changes. Nice, so it's basically like a bard move, like influence a crowd kind of thing. Lipstick and eyeshadow and glitter. When you spend time and effort into making yourself look incredible, all eyes are on you. When you make the back scratch move, roll with advantage. When you try to conceal yourself or stay low-key as part of a move, roll with disadvantage. All right, I dig it. Again, very bardy feels. Screams and teeth and nails. You make kicking ass look good. Whenever you do damage in a way that looks fucking radical, cross off one of the options on the list below. You can't pick a crossed off option until all options are crossed off, at which point they all open up again. Cool. All right, let's see what those options are. Pick an additional option from the move you rolled that caused the damage. Okay, so I guess we'll see what other moves. Oh, actually, no, from the move that caused the damage. So that would be a move like, well, I guess it's any kind of damage, right? But probably something around like fucking around and find out. So basically, you will be able to pick another. So you have like 2 hold, the 1 hold, whatever. So you'll be able to pick like another. It says pick another option. I would probably kind of like semi-house rule to mean like gain an additional hold rather than another option, because that other option could be something like a 2-hold move, which I don't know. I don't know how much balance matters, but my instinctive house ruling of it is that pick another option for the ones that are hold gated, basically, where the number of holds matter. I'd say it's 1 hold. It's the equivalent of, so gain 1 hold or pick 1 option. So how I would interpret that. The other ones, you impress an enemy, they focus on you. You dismay an enemy, they change their plan, or you roll your next move with advantage. Interesting. And you can't choose the same one until you've chosen the other ones, which is nice. I like this little mechanic here. It's interesting. It tells a story, and it keeps things a little random. It keeps things a little wild. I like this. I like this. I'm really liking the general design that they're doing here. You are fabulous. You are you get attention. You yeah. You have these options. Okay, cool. Even when you fight, there are changes that you make because of the way you look and the way you get attention. Memory and spotlight and years. If you catch feelings with someone, oh, catching feelings is the thing that that's the one that again. For those of you who weren't here earlier, I'm kind of. We'll see if the book changes my mind, right? If we see mechanics, and we might be about to see a mechanic, but if we see any mechanics that make me change my mind about how I'm house ruling this. But catch feelings is when your character gets a crush on another character, declare out of character that you caught feelings with them, blah, blah, blah. So basically, when you do that, you roll with advantage on any move involving them. And then there's a risk if they reject you and whatnot. But that specifically on any move involving them, that leaves the door open for additional for adversarial moves, and that feels a little like. I mean, I guess the risk is that if you declare a crush on someone so you can have more dice over them, and they go like ew no, and they reject you, the penalties are kind of harsh. So maybe in that case, I don't need to reverse it, but I still don't like the core mechanic of I have a crush on you, therefore I have power over you, right? So my instinctive house rule for this is that if I have a crush on you, you gain advantage on moves related to me because I am more susceptible to you because I have a crush on you. That's how I. But let's see if the game, if the book, right, convinces me otherwise. It goes like, no. You keep the mechanic that way because me, right? So let's see. If you catch feelings with someone they reject you, you no longer take an emotional status. Okay, so first of all, that's straight up OP. The whole thing that I just said, the whole thing that I just said, and you strongly agree with the house rule. Good. Yeah, we're still on the same boat. Like I said, let me see if the game changes my mind. But right away, like, so if they reject you, you no longer take an emotional status. That's the only disadvantage that I literally just said. The only reason not to do this is because there's a risk of being rejected and gaining an emotional status, taking emotional damage, right? And then the first thing we see is a character that goes like, oh yeah, that doesn't apply to me. If you get up in someone's business and they're no seat, roll with advantage. If you take a scar from someone you care about, they tell you a secret about something they think you care about. So no. Based on this, I remain with my house rule. No, you catch feelings for somebody, I'll let this happen. Yeah, no problem. You know what? You catch feelings for somebody, and you don't, and they go like, ew, no, and you go, it's fine, and you move on. Fine, cool. Airwave, solid. The core mechanic. In my home game that I'm not running right now, but in my home game right now, and again, I remain open to being convinced otherwise. Should any of the game designers or people that worked in this game, or somebody who is more familiar with Power by the Apocalypse or played the game, know the reason why the mechanic is the way it is, I remain open to being convinced otherwise. But as of right now, my instinct is that catching feelings is backwards. It really should be the other person gains advantage for you, I guess. All right. So and then sinew. Sinew is, and we kind of got the vibe from that from previous things that we've read. It seems to be your stat or your ability to connect to your meat mech. By the way, people are arriving late. Extreme Meatpunks Forever has you piloting giant mechs made of meat. Excited for that. There's a whole chapter about them. So sinew, when you spike into your meat instrument and crank that shit to 11. You know, 3 hours ago when we started this stream, I said non-zero chance of dicks, and so far we haven't seen any dicks. But we did just get the sentence, when you spike into your meat instrument and crank that shit to 11. So, you know, my warning was valid. Say your mech's name and roll plus sinew. Hell yeah, I love that it says part of the move is say your mech's name. That is some anime bullshit, and I am a fan of anime bullshit, so it gets another wow from me. And let's see here. 1 to 10 plus, your meat mech glows gently. How? And one person friendly to you who can witness it gains one hold that goes away at the end of the brawl. They can spend that hold to describe how they overcome an insurmountable obstacle, no matter how unlikely. Yo, that is some real anime bullshit. I love it. I absolutely love it. I was just thinking it sounded like a mecha anime with the romance. It really does. It really does. This is a mecha anime with the romance and all, except the mechs are made of meat.
Yes, you all.
And let's see. On a 7 to 9, your meat mech glows brightly. How? We don't know. And one person gains one hold as above with a 10 plus. But in addition, you stick out like a sore thumb on the battlefield, and it's really, really easy to sight you and take shots at you. That's dope. That's dope as fuck. And oh wait, why is somebody ringing my bell at 5 p.m.? Why? I don't know. Well, I'm just about to finish off the stream anyway. And hey, thanks so much for the 5 bits, Felix. Thank you so much. It's nighttime. Yeah, no worries. I'm literally about to wrap up. So actually, with this first class, so tomorrow, again, you saw my schedule. Tomorrow I'll be back at 2 p.m. Eastern, and we'll look at the rest of the character classes: the Bright Child, the Emblem, the Fire Breather, the Honey Artist, the Meat Shifter, and the Untethered, and the Weird of the Wisp Mommy. Mommy. I mean, the Weird of the Wisp. All of these we will look at tomorrow. So hopefully, Felix, you can find your way back. And for the rest of the folks on the stream, I'm going to just go ahead and go back to my just my beautiful face here, because it is time for me to wrap up today. Thank you, folks, as always, for hanging out with me. Honestly, hanging out with folks. Thanks so much, Gorganism. I do this on a pretty much daily basis. I'm not gonna send the schedule thing again. But you know. Oh wait, did I accidentally just hit? No, I didn't. Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. I will be back tomorrow to continue looking at Extreme Meatpunks Forever. And we'll keep doing this on a daily basis. There's going to be a lot more of these streams. I've got so many games. Look, folks, one final message as we wrap up. I suspect the bulk of people on the stream, those of you who've known me before, are probably on a similar wavelength politically to myself. Or at the very least on the more progressive and liberal side. If you are, you're probably feeling a certain kind of way after, you know, everything. And I don't blame you. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be okay. I'm not going to just pet you and then say, hey, don't worry, you'll be fine, because there's no guarantee of that. There never is. I will say, for myself, I went through the stages of grief in 2016. 2024, I'm fucking pissed. And honestly, part of that is why I chose today to look at Meatpunks. And I definitely want to have more of a theme where we really, I mean, it's not like I've made a secret of my leftist politics in the past, right? But I definitely, 5 p.m., the lights just went green around me. But you know, I certainly never made it a secret. But I want to make a point of focusing on games that are socially progressive and have a greater impact, because I feel like they're needed now more than ever. And so that's kind of the path that I want to take. So with that in mind, folks, once again, thanks so much for hanging out. Stay safe, folks. Keep fighting. Again, on chat, everybody stay safe. Drink your ramen, you know. If you indulge in whatever you need to indulge in, responsibly, of course. Don't hurt yourself or anyone else, and it harm none. Do what ye will. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I will be back tomorrow. Remember, better world is possible. Have a good one, folks, and I will see you tomorrow.